pop. This game ain't friendly. Trying not to get caught. I really in my bag and try to take it all away. They ain't never had it. I can see right through the hate. Still winning, still winning, still winning, still winning.
Game day has arrived. We welcome you from Busch Stadium in St. Louis, Missouri. A sea of red, the home of the Cardinals. And this 2019 National League Championship Series is presented by Geico. On a cold night in St. Louis, it's the Washington Nationals, the winners of the wild card game against the St. Louis Cardinals. And hi, everybody. We welcome you from St. Louis. Great to have you with us for this NLCS. Brian Anderson, along with Jeff Francoeur and Ron Darling. We will hear from Lauren Shehadi in just a moment. These two teams won a couple of thrilling division series. The Nationals taking down the Los Angeles Dodgers. Meanwhile, the St. Louis Cardinals having to come back. They were down to their last 4 outs, winning the final 2 games in that series to beat the Atlanta Braves. And Ronnie, coming back from a division series like that, the pitching is what led both of these teams here. We're not going to see the superstars, the aces, until later in this NLCS, but still a lot to recommend here.
Yeah, we're going to see 2 good pitchers, though. Miles Mikolas for the Cardinals pitched twice in the NLDS. He started game 1 and then got the win in game 4. He won 18 games a year ago, lost 14 games this year. And for the Nationals, Anibal Sanchez had a better postseason start. Had 9 strikeouts in 5 innings. He is very crafty, doesn't throw very hard, has about 6 or 7 pitches. But whatever pitcher gets through the middle of the order, Frenchie, is the one I think that's going to have the best day.
Well, and these 2 offenses right here, more than any other team I think we've seen in the playoffs, the 3-4 hitters for both teams have carried these 2 teams. And you look right here at Goldschmidt, Ozuna, those guys hit over 400, the rest of the team under 200. On the other side, Rendon, Soto, the big homers off Clayton Kershaw to tie it up. I think something to watch for, too, is Fowler and Wong and Turner and Eaton, what they can do to set it up for these big boppers to drive them in.
Those at the top of that batting order. This is going to be a fascinating series, best of 7. But it begins with some news for the Washington Nationals. Their closer, Daniel Hudson, is not with the team, but Lauren Shehadi, he's not with the team for a very good reason.
That's right, B.A. The best reason. Placed on paternity leave this morning after his wife Sarah just gave birth to their 3rd child, little baby girl. Congratulations to all of them. But per MLB rules, you're able to stay out a maximum of 3 games, but the expectation is, B.A., he will be in the bullpen tomorrow, taking the first flight out of Phoenix in the morning. Dave Martinez couldn't say enough about the value he brings and the void they'll need to fill here tonight, but his message to Hudson's so clear: take care of your family first and foremost. We will be okay.
All right, Lauren, thank you. Big part of their pen, of course. Sean Doolittle will assume the closer's duties again. Wander Suero was added to the Nationals roster. We're ready for lineups and first pitch. It's game 1 of the NLCS, and it's coming your way next on TBS.
Is brought to you by Cricket Wireless. Smile, you're on Cricket. By Allstate, reminding you that MLB playoffs are mayhem. And by Ram Trucks, built to serve.
Plenty of champagne popping for both of these ball clubs as they now enter the NLCS. And they're hoping for 2 more champagne pops. 1 more gets them to the World Series. It is cold tonight in St. Louis on a Friday night, 44 degrees. Partly cloudy skies. It was raining most of the day yesterday and in the early morning hours today, but no rain expected. It's supposed to be beautiful tomorrow for game 2. A little different story. It's got that feel of fall now, maybe even winter here in St. Louis. We are just about ready for game 1 of this NLCS. Let's check the Washington Nationals batting order. It is presented by Geico. Trey Turner will lead off, Adam Eaton, and then Anthony Rendon. In the middle, it's Juan Soto. Howie Kendrick had that dramatic grand slam at Dodger Stadium 2 days ago. Ryan Zimmerman follows him. In the bottom 3, Michael A. Taylor, Yan Gomes, and Anibal Sanchez. will be on the mound. And that's the batting order that will face Ronnie Miles Michaelis.
Well, manager Mike Schilt and pitching coach Mike Maddox like him pitching at home. He's given up more than 2 less runs per game. Loves to pitch here in St. Louis.
Catching him tonight, I think everybody knows, Yadi Molina, 9-time Gold Glover, calls one of the best games in baseball behind the dish. Going around the corner, you got Carpenter, DeYoung, Wong, 3-time Gold Glover, Goldschmidt at first. And then the outfield, you got Ozuna, Fowler, and Edman. Keep an eye on Wong. Good chance he wins his first Gold Glove this year at second base.
Marcell Ozuna has won a Gold Glove, but he is no longer a Gold Glove caliber outfielder. Yadier Molina is still a Gold Glove caliber catcher, and it was his base hit in Game 4 of that NLDS that tied the game, and then it was his sacrifice fly that won the game. The Cardinals were down to their last 4 outs, down to the Braves. They came back and won Game 4 and then had that eruption in the first inning in Game 5, a 10-run first inning and a 13-1 victory. Paul Goldschmidt, Marcell Ozuna have been terrific in the middle of that batting order, as Jeff mentioned. And this figures to be an NLCS where pitchers rule, but you never know when you get into a spot like this. We're ready to play ball. Home plate umpire Mike Malinsky says go ahead, and here we go. And Miles Michaelis deals strike 1, and away we go.
It's good to see strike 1. Michaelis battled with his control in Game 1 of the NLDS.
Turner fouls it away. In Game 1 of that NLDS, 11 first pitch balls for Michaelis. He had 9 first pitch strikes, and this is from a guy who is a command artist. Led the National League last year in fewest walks per 9 innings, as Turner a wave and a miss, and this NLCS starts with a strikeout.
You're watching the fastball up here. One thing watching the Nats during the Dodgers series before, chased a lot of fastballs up in the zone for strike 3. Something they're going to have to do is get him down in the zone.
How about Michaelis? 3 straight fastballs to come out to start this game and gets a strikeout.
High fastball, curveball specialist. Had some great years in Japan. He pitched in the postseason in Japan across 2 different seasons before returning to the major leagues. This is his 2nd year now. Pitched for the Yomiuri Giants in Japan, so he's comfortable in an environment over 40,000. That'll be the environment here tonight. And not only did he have a start as he deals another strike to Adam Eaton, not only did he have a start in the division series, he also picked up the win in that dramatic extra inning victory in Game 4 right here at Busch Stadium. So the last time he was on this mound was in a winning scenario.
Yeah, scoreless 10th.
2 strikes on Adam Eaton, misses with the high fastball.
Yeah, looks like a different guy from Game 1 with the Braves, where Dakota Hudson was warming up in the pen in the first inning. The way he's pitching, I think he's saying y'all can sit down for a little bit.
Yeah, he's keeping it simple, right, with all these fastballs. Be smart.
Here comes that big hook. 1-2 the count. That means bounce it. He does bounce it. Molina will secure it at first, and 2 men are out on 2 strikeouts. Boy, that hook for your first impact curveball of the game was impressive.
Big curveball. Yadier Molina with his Molina sign language telling him to bury that in the dirt, and he did.
Pointing to the head, be smart. That means, I guess, don't hang it. There's not really a signal for that, is there? 2 up, 2 down, 2 Ks. Here's Anthony Rendon, one of the great hitters in the game of baseball, and he is thriving in this postseason. 7 hits, 17 at-bats in the division series. Had a big home run against Clayton Kershaw and the Dodgers, and he rips one down the left field line. That is a fair ball just on the line. Rendon will stop at first. And the Nationals have their first hit, and it makes sense it would come from their hitting machine, Anthony Rendon.
Never panics at the plate, takes a first pitch fastball right here. He gets a hanging curveball. Tell you, he's so good, he stays back on the ball. Just hit the line right there.
Just the outside of the line.
But good job by Ozuna getting to that ball off the wall and holding him at first. I think something we talked about in the open was going to be for the Cardinals to keep Turner in Eaton off the base pass when these two guys come up.
So that'll get Soto an at-bat here in this first inning. Juan Soto with 110 RBIs during the regular season. He was 9th in the league in RBIs. His teammate Rendon led the NL in ribbies. And he takes a lot of pitches, and he takes one on the inside corner for a strike. Soto with 5 hits in the NLDS against Los Angeles. Had a couple of home runs. That big back-to-back home run moment for Rendon and Soto. And a swing and a miss. Out in front, no balls, 2 strikes.
I thought this was something that was so interesting when you talk about how they were able to beat the Dodgers in 5 games with the rest of the team hitting under 200, but these two came up with the big hits when they needed it.
Crowd is up. Michaelis with 2 Ks for his first 2 outs. They're hungry for one more. Michaelis not necessarily known as a strikeout pitcher. In his game 1 start against Atlanta, had just 2 Ks, already with 2 to start this game. But he can be. He's a strike thrower. A lot of balls put in play, a lot of fly ball outs, which is good for a pitcher on a night like this. Busch Stadium plays as a pitcher-friendly ballpark, as does Nationals Park. It'll favor the pitchers in that category, plus the cold temperatures. It's going to keep the ball in the park as Soto takes a ball inside, jumped him back with a 94-mile-an-hour fastball.
I don't know if when I pitched I would have enjoyed how he takes a fastball or a ball off the plate, but boy, it's really enjoyable now.
I tell you what, it's so funny. I remember game 5 watching Walker Buehler kind of looking at him like, what is he looking at? But it fires him up. He tells you it locks me in. Yep. So whatever works.
Soto had that big hit in the wild card game. Proved to be the difference maker against Hader, but he's gone this time. Michaelis with the hook strikes him out. He's got a good curveball going early. Miles Michaelis strikes out 3 in the first, and we're off and running in the NLCS. Game 1 of this nice. And the Cardinals coming up for the first time as we check our batting order, which is presented by Geico. Dexter Fowler will lead off, the switch hitter. Colton Wong, then Paul Goldschmidt. In the middle, it's Ozuna, Yadier Molina, Matt Carpenter, Tommy Edman, Paul DeYoung, and Miles Michaelis will round out the starting 9. Anibal Sanchez on the mound for the Nats. 35 years of age, Ron. He is making his 10th postseason appearance, his 9th postseason start. Earned his career 100th win in June of this year. His last 10 starts on the road, 7-1 ERA, 2.69. This rotation for the Nationals fronted by 3 outstanding pitchers in Max Scherzer and Steven Strasburg and Patrick Corbin. And they will start to line up in that way after this first game, but just a dogfight for both teams to get through their division series. So it is Michaelis and Sanchez who get the game 1 call as Fowler hits a bullet foul. Dexter Fowler's been an interesting study here, Jeff. He has not had a lot of results. That's just 1 hit, but as far as exit velocity and hitting the ball hard, he's at the top of the list.
Yeah, he's had 10 barreled balls here, as you see in this postseason, but as you said, 2 for 22. So it'll tell you, as long as he keeps putting those swings on it, the ball will eventually fall. And on the other side, Anibal Sanchez, this is a guy that you said, you talk about the big 3. Dave Martinez says it's the big 4. I have no problem throwing this guy out here, and I have a lot of confidence in him.
Well, he likes his position in this rotation. He's the underdog role. There's a little half swing. The last can, he goes. Phil Cuzzy raises the thumb on him. And there is out number 1. It's a strikeout. That's how Sanchez's day begins.
Well, Sanchez has a change and a split that he'll throw to left-handed hitters when he gets ahead in the count. And that ball beneath the strike zone, Fowler called out by Cuzzy.
6-man umpiring crew once again in the postseason, bringing in the outfield umpires as well. Here's Colton Wong back in the 2 spot in the batting order. Let's take a look at those 6 umpires that have the privilege of calling this league championship series.
Outside.
Have to earn your way here. Colton Wong's been hampered by a hamstring injury. He was injured on September 19th. Did not play a game the rest of the regular season after that injury, but has played in them all here. That's a little flare. That is going to fall foul. Wong making a bid at an extra base hit. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Something interesting. Sanchez came right at him with 2 fastballs. Wong has absolutely feasted on fastballs in the second half, hitting 380 on him. I would imagine he's going to get a lot of off speed, not just from him, but the rest of the national staff too.
Maybe the first time through the order might be a little more aggressive.
And Max Scherzer, he'll get game 2 in this NLCS. Missouri native. Played his college ball at Mizzou. He's been looking forward to a moment like that for a long time. 1 ball, 1 strike. And Wong got jammed. Little bouncer with the shift on, no problem. And there is out number 2.
Catching Sanchez tonight behind the plate, Yan Gomes. Kurt Suzuki usually catches him a little bit banged up, still trying to make sure. Rendon, Turner, Kendrick, Zimmerman over at first. Same outfield they ran out for the playoffs. Juan Soto, Michael Taylor, and Adam Eaton. And watch Taylor. He's been running it down pretty good, taking over for Robles while he's out with his injury.
Lauren will have more on the injured players who are hopeful to come back. Victor Robles would be a key one. Taylor's been playing great. Made that game-ending catch in Game 5 in Los Angeles, and he gets the call here as the starting center fielder. You don't lose much defensively with Michael A. Taylor. Paul Goldschmidt with 2 away. Goldschmidt had a great run as an Arizona Diamondback and the few chances he had in the postseason, and he's carried that over. He's hit for a .429 average this postseason. That's 9 for 21. That's 2 home runs. Both were solo shots. And Goldschmidt takes a strike.
Well, that is the side of the plate that Sanchez is going to have to throw strikes at, inside the Goldschmidt, to tie him up, because he was wearing out the Braves on the outside part of the plate.
Well, you've watched him for years hit the ball to right center as good as any right-handed batter in baseball. So strong, gets that extension.
Here's a 2-1. Goldschmidt takes a strike.
Yeah, and you do see that from a home run standpoint. He can cover it anywhere, but at the same time, I think you're going to have a little bit more luck inside.
Scouting report, don't throw it anywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's the 2-2, and Goldschmidt takes a ball down and in. You guys touched on Yan Gomes behind the plate. He gets a start here. Much better thrower right now than Suzuki. Cardinals, one of the best stolen base teams as an offense in all of baseball. But Sanchez throwing to Gomes, a 3-1 record and a 2.42 ERA this year when Gomes has been behind the plate. Different story with Suzuki. Not bad, a 4.11 ERA. First 26 starts for Anibal Sanchez was with Kurt Suzuki back there. I think Davey Martinez just wanting to get 1 more day for Suzuki. Said he would be available to pinch hit, possibly in a pinch and play scenario where he hits and remains in the game. But the defense of Gomes and the arm strength might have had more to do with that than anything else.
What makes Anibal Sanchez so difficult to hit is that he can throw any pitch at any count. He also changes speeds on his changeup, changes speeds on his breaking ball, and he has a deceptive motion where you'll see almost an entire back before he delivers the ball to the plate.
Here's a payoff pitch. Goldschmidt spoils it foul.
And you see he still gets it up there, 93. He's not going to live there. He knows he can't. He'll get hit, but he'll do that. And he had a lot of success. He's got a pitch they call the butterfly. It's that slow change. It's about 73, and he struck out 4 or 5 Dodgers in Game 3 on that pitch.
Mariposa.
9 strikeouts in 5 innings in Game 3 against Los Angeles. Gave up just 1 run. And his second start of this postseason. Goldschmidt in the air. That'll be routine. Adam Eaton will make the call and the catch, and both of these starting pitchers put zeros on the board in the first. We head to the second. The Nats are coming to bat.
In the second, you can't expect perfect health after 162 in some postseason games. Dave Martinez told me Victor Robles making progress on that hamstring, gentlemen, but he's not a guy who knows how to go 80%, so we're taking our time with him. Same with Kurt Suzuki, hitting the wrist and head with a 94-mile-per-hour fastball. GM Mike Rizzo joked, I iced him down with champagne, but on a serious note said he went through concussion protocol. We're monitoring him for now. And I asked Mike Schilt if the cold weather will affect Colton Wong's hamstring. As you mentioned, he said we'll be more intentional with keeping him loose, but he's not concerned.
All right, Lauren, thank you. Good stuff there as Howie Kendrick picks up right where he left off and shoots the gap in right center field. It is a leadoff double for Howie Kendrick.
Last 2 months, this guy's been on fire. Had the huge hit to send him in, and you see right here, just stays on that breaking ball right there. And I've said it, Howie Kendrick is as good as there is in the game. Going opposite field, shooting the gap. He's never in a hurry.
Fowler wasn't able to pick it up, but by that time Kendrick had broke it down for the double.
Good start to the second inning for the Nats. That is their second hit. Rendon and Kendrick with the base hits. And here is Ryan Zimmerman, ties him up, does Michaelis. Howie Kendrick, by the way, that 10th inning grand slam on Wednesday, just the second extra inning home run with the bases loaded in postseason history. Nelson Cruz of the Rangers had the first. That was in the ALCS of 2011 against Detroit.
He had 6 home runs in that series.
Rare air to hit a grand slam. On the ground to third. That's going to keep Kendrick at second base. Carpenter makes the play for the out. Carpenter in there for his bat. The Cardinals do give up a little bit defensively when Carpenter's in the lineup, but this has been the rhythm for Mike Schilt with Carpenter in the starting lineup for the last 4 games. But you can see he's very deliberate with his throws. He does not possess a strong throwing arm at this point of his career.
Yeah, he knows when the ball's to him, he's got to get rid of it quick. I can't hold on to it long. Something he's just got to deal with.
You might see if the Cardinals take a lead, Edman will come from right field and play third, and they'll enter Harrison Bader into the game. There's a swing and a miss by Michael A. Taylor. That defensive change happened in the bottom of the first inning after the Cardinals scored 10 runs in Atlanta. It's the first time I've ever seen a defensive change with a lead in the bottom of the first before we even gave the lineups. Carpenter was good with it, though. We got 10 on the board. Put the run prevention unit out there as Taylor swings and misses. 0-2 the count.
Yeah, and with Robles kind of down, they were able to turn to Taylor, who's got a lot of postseason experience, had some huge hits in elimination games, grand slam 3-run homer, and he had a nice little series the last 3 games. So it gives Robles a chance to rest. And besides, guys, with 44 degrees, running on a bad hammy.
0-2 the count.
Well, Michael A. Taylor has been real good with 2 strikes. All of his hits came with 2 strikes in the NLDS against the Dodgers.
And they played such a big shift on him, Ron, that he did a really good job.
The ball hit him, but he was still in the box. Out of the box, he would have been out.
Yep. But did such a good job of using that right side of the field to take advantage when they were shifting them.
The Cardinals are not playing that kind of shift.
Seen a lot of teams soften their shifts in the postseason. Hitters going the other way more, shortening up with 2 strikes more than you would see in the regular season.
Yeah, the Nats and Cardinals are on the bottom of the percentage of shift. They play a lot of straight up and make you beat them.
No balls and 2 strikes. Got a leadoff double from Howie Kendrick. He's at second base. And Michaelis with the inside move. We saw that work here in St. Louis. Darren O'Day of the Braves used an inside move to catch Harrison Bader. Only base you can fake to any longer, second base. Here's an 0-2. Had a good cut at it. Fouls it away. Look at that pitch up there around neck high, and he fouls it back.
Well, he's elevated now 3 fastballs as he goes to the first time through this order. But the one thing about Michael A. Taylor, the reason he has not been able to be an everyday center fielder is the strikeouts. But he's got some sick power when he makes contact.
Well, 2 years ago, this was their center fielder of the future.
Yeah.
They loved him. Ended up playing a lot of this year in Double-A.
Had a huge grand slam in the 17 division series against the Cubs. Not this time. Michaelis strikes him out. Miles Michaelis has recorded 5 outs. He has 4 punch outs already.
4 punch outs, and 3 of them have come on that good curveball out of the strike zone.
And that's a good sequence there. It's tough for a hitter. When you see 93 up, he sets your eyes high, and then all of a sudden down and away.
Good sign early. 8 swings and misses already for Miles Michaelis. Temperature have anything to do with that, Jeff? You think? I mean, you're going from a perfect environment in Los Angeles if you're the Nationals, and you get into a cold weather environment for the first time in this postseason.
We were talking about it today. I think it's something to keep an eye on as this game goes on, and the fact that it's like spring training. You leave spring training and you're playing in 75, 80, and then all of a sudden these guys haven't played really in under probably 65 degrees, and all of a sudden tonight it's 44 and a little wind.
See Howie Kendrick blowing on his hands, trying to stay warm. Had a leadoff double. He's still there with 2 outs, and that ball's ripped into the gap left center field. Yan Gomes is going to send this one on 1 hop off the wall. Kendrick will score, and it is Yan Gomes who delivers the first run of the NLCS. It's an RBI double, 1-0 Washington in the 2nd inning.
Yeah, it looked like he got a hanging off speed pitch right here and was able to drive it in the left center gap. Let's take a look. Yeah, just kind of a slider that spun, and Gomes hasn't exactly been the hottest hitter of late, but you do that to a major league hitter, they're going to be able to take advantage.
Gomes typically in there catching Patrick Corbin. He's caught every one of his starts. He's an excellent defensive catcher, throws it well. The offense is bonus, and he gives them some bonus here in the 2nd inning as Anibal Sanchez trying to wipe out the Cardinal dugout.
Always have to be alert on the non-pull side when a pitcher comes to bat.
An extremely late swing rattled Mike Maddox and Mike Schilt. The beauty of the National League game. Pitchers at the plate. This starts to become a huge story as this game unfolds with double switches. How long to leave your starting pitcher in the game. And the managerial decisions and the roster makeup, frankly, on who to have on your roster as Sanchez takes a strike.
Brian, I just got the stats on that. That was the latest swing ever taken in the postseason.
StatCast AI, powered by AWS and Ron Darling and his degree from Yale.
When it was cold like this, Ron, did you ever throw to pitchers kind of up and in, try to jam them a little bit, and mess with their hands a little bit?
Get in their hands.
Absolutely.
Why not?
Here's the 0-2. Sanchez fouls it away.
Tim Bogar, first base coach, former infielder.
He's got to make that play.
I didn't want to say anything. He kind of booted that.
Well, the weather. We can
So
blame it
it's
on the
the
weather.
weather.
Yes.
Got a helmet on, no glove.
Yeah, and you can see the outfielders right here all the way in. Edmund in right field.
Weakly hit ground ball right to DeYoung. He'll have plenty of time. A little pepper for Sanchez, and the inning ends. But the Washington Nationals strike first in this NLCS. Yan Gomes, their catcher, hitting 8th in the lineup. A bullet into the gap. Scores Kendrick. A couple of doubles, and it's 1-0. These jerseys, hood your league championship series gear, and suit up with your team at the official source, MLBshop.com. Jeff Francoeur had one of those stylish hoodies on yesterday. No luggage in St. Louis.
A tough
Coming
sledding
from
for
LA.
me.
Man, nice looking suit.
Bought a nice $38 hoodie to meet y'all for dinner.
1-0 Nationals have a lead. Kendrick had a double to start the 2nd, then an RBI double from Yan Gomes. A 2-out hit for the Nationals catcher.
Brian, the 2-out hit to the 8th place hitter in front of the pitcher.
Going to be interesting to see how they navigate around those number 8 hitters. It is DeYoung for the Cardinals, Gomes for the Nats. You know how you're going to navigate around this part of the order with Marcell Ozuna leading off. Has rarely swung at the first pitch. As I recall, Ron, he swung at the first pitch in the first inning of the first game, and he hasn't done it since. 23 of the last 24 first pitches have gone by for Ozuna with a take. Had a monster division series, however. Hit home runs in consecutive at-bats in Game 4. That was a comeback win for the Cardinals, but it was Ozuna who finally got loose, playing in his first postseason of his career, the former Marlin, and he launched his first 2 home runs in the postseason. In the air, center field, sounded like he got the barrel on it, but on this cold night, that one's going to go to die for out number 1.
Yeah, any other night, that might be a home run right there. And you can even see Ozuna kind of looking at it and Sanchez apologizing.
Busch Stadium has been a pitcher-friendly ballpark as far as home runs. This prolific home run season. Those numbers have been down in the postseason, and this ballpark only yielded 2 1/4 home runs per game on average. We saw some long fly balls go to die in the division series. Yadier Molina gets a big ovation, takes strike 1. He is the reason the Cardinals have arrived to this NLCS, a big part of it. St. Louis down to their last 4 outs in Game 4, and Molina delivered a 2-out RBI single to tie it, and then had the walk-off sacrifice fly to win it in 10 innings.
Sanchez saying it's his fault. He crossed up Gomes. So looking for the breaking ball. He gets the express. Barely gets the leather on it to protect himself.
I was going to say, good job just getting leather on it. You don't see that too much with nobody on base.
Says, I'm thankful Max Scherzer's not on the mound.
Teams are using multiple signs now, even with no one on base.
Snoopy cameras everywhere. Here's a 1-1, and Molina in the air, center field, and Michael A. Taylor will put that away for out number 2. That's 5 in a row for Anibal Sanchez.
Remember, after that ball was hit by Ozuna that stayed in the ballpark, kissing the baseball is Anibal Sanchez saying thank you for staying in.
Good to see you again, my friend.
I'll tell you what, there's not many people that have as much fun as he does playing. Most starters, on day they pitch, you can barely talk to them. Ron, me and you walked in there today.
We had a great conversation.
He didn't want us to leave.
I forgot that he was pitching for a second.
You two don't know how close security was to running in there and taking you guys down. Here's Matt Carpenter now. 2 outs in the second inning. And that Louis Tiant spin. Carpenter with a shift on, puts a bunt down. Barehanded Rendon, throw to first in time. Nicely done. Anthony Rendon, patient, makes the play. 6 in a row for Anibal Sanchez.
To enter, Carpenter, I don't think saw how close that he moved up. And Carpenter, not the fastest guy anymore. Easy play for Rendon right here.
TBS Total Motion presented by Progressive. A gift out for Anibal Sanchez and the Nationals, and he's retired 6 straight. Rendon makes a nice play on the barehanded pickup. So here we go now to the 3rd. Nationals at the plate, back at the top of their order. Trey Turner will lead off. Adam Eaton to follow, then Rendon. Turner with that injured finger. Impressive that he's been able to hit the long ball as often as he has with that banged up finger. Injured that hand on a bunt attempt. You won't see him bunt very often, I'm imagining, the rest of the way here, but he's been aggressive at the plate, figuring the pain's going to come at some point. I'm going to let it fly.
He also tell you, though, when that finger's off the bat, it's made him realize the softer the hands, the quicker he gets the bat head through the zone. And he said it's really helped him.
Takes a strike. He broke that index finger on a bunt attempt. 4th game of the season. He missed 6 weeks. One of the main reasons the Nats got off to such a rough start this year. A 19-31 start to their season. At that point, Davey Martinez's job was being questioned, in jeopardy. The Nationals are looking like a monster bust. And remember the spillover from not signing Bryce Harper. Harper going to the Phillies. Everything changed. And they started to play some of the best baseball in the National League in that second half. Only 3 teams to make the postseason, losing 31 of their first 50 games. Pirates, Astros of 05, and the Nationals of 19. The 74 Pirates, 2005 Astros, and the 19 Nationals. Well, so they got that going for them.
Then they started dancing in the dugout and baby sharks with Harper.
Ron, are you surprised right here that Michaelis isn't sticking to that fastball? Really blew these guys away. All 3 hits tonight, off-speed pitches.
That's right. He's hung a couple of cutter sliders.
In the air, Turner was late. Pop up into right field. Foul territory. Edman will make the catch. And Turner is 0 for 2. Flies out to right. 1 away here in the 3rd inning. Hey, a reminder, T-Mobile is introducing its newest, most powerful signal ever. No signal goes further. No signal is more reliable. Whether you're home or away, T-Mobile is with you. Busch Stadium, St. Louis. Cardinals get a unexpected, not only unexpected trip to the NLCS, unexpected home field advantage in the NLCS. As Adam Eaton on the first pitch, loves that first pitch, fouls it away. Eaton hitting .479 on the first pitch, so for good reason he likes to hack. Washington did have a better record than the Cardinals, 93-69. Cardinals were 91-71. They had a surge in September, really the last 6 weeks. But because the Nats did not win their division, went through the wild card, St. Louis hosting this NLCS. They were the winners of the National League Central. Most wins after the All-Star break. 2 of the top 4 here. Cardinals won 47 ball games post All-Star break. The Nats 46.
And that's why, to me, Dave Martinez has to have some votes for manager of the year, holding this team together after that start.
That's a called strike 3. Eaton knew it. Backwards cave from Michaelis. That's his 5th strikeout.
That's to go to the point, Frenchie, is that he's got the last 2 outs now on that good fastball.
Yeah, he got those guys early the first inning too, and then I felt like the second inning he started trying to establish that curveball, which I understand, but at the same time his fastball, guys have not touched it yet tonight, just fouling it off or missing it.
5 punch outs here in this game. No walks for Michaelis. He's given up 3 hits, and 2 men are out for Rendon. There's a strike. Got a little bit of a gift on the outside corner from Mike Malinsky. Michaelis, his season high for strikeouts is 10 in a game, but again, he's not really thought of as a strikeout pitcher. Had a 10 strikeout performance in late August against division rival Milwaukee. He was the strikeout king in Japan, however, in his 3 seasons there. One ball, 1 strike. Rendon in the air, center field. On the run is Fowler, and this one will be caught at the track. 3 up, 3 down. Ball's not traveling on this cold night. Miles Michaelis, he's given up a run, but 5 punch outs already. To the bottom of the 3rd we go. 1-0 Nats. To have you with us tonight, a Friday night game 1 in NLCS. Brian Anderson, Jeff Francoeur, Ron Darling, and Lauren Shahadi. Tonight's game produced by Jeff Randolph, the Sponge, and directed by Matt Lipp. Tommy Edman leads off. Switch hitter had a terrific division series. Big part of the Cardinals' resurgence. Cardinals started the year, they were 44-44, so they were even 500 before they really got going. But Tommy Edman was a big part of their burst in the second half. Cardinals were 50-30 when he started a game. That includes the division series. They played 20 games over 500.
Well, he's a real spark plug. He's a guy that is so versatile. He can play anywhere.
Edman in the air. Lazy little fly ball. And Soto will give way to Taylor. There is out number 1. 7 in a row for Anibal Sanchez. Moments ago, Lauren had a chance to catch up with national skipper Dave Martinez.
Dave, 5 or 6 different pitches from Anibal. How's he mixing them so far?
Yeah, he's doing well. He's keeping the ball down, but when he throws that many pitches, it's tough to just sit on one pitch. So as long as he gets ahead, he's going to be fine.
No Hudson in the bullpen. How does that change how you manage it?
Well, we'll see when we get there, but these guys are ready to go. They understand what we're playing for, so they're all ready.
Appreciate it, Dave.
Okay.
Thanks to Dave Martinez as Paul DeJong takes a strike. No Hudson is referring to Daniel Hudson, the closer. If you're just joining our broadcast here tonight, that's been the news of the day for the Washington Nationals, that they are without their closer, Daniel Hudson. Sean Doolittle will resume the closer duties today. The birth of a child, the third child for Daniel Hudson and his wife, and a baby girl born this morning.
I will say something. Every time we meet with Dave Martinez, he has nothing but positive things to say about his bullpen, despite coming into the postseason with the highest ERA ever.
DeJong strikes out on 3 pitches. And Anibal Sanchez has 8 straight. That's his second strikeout of the game. 2-men are out here in the 3rd inning.
And they're attacking him right here, what he struggled at late in the year. That fastball, letter high, and he's having a tough time getting to it. And it's really been, that's why he's hitting 8th right now and has struggled. He has 30 home runs, so he's got that power, but I think they'd like to see him be able to put the ball in play a little more.
Now the pitcher, Miles Michaelis, who can swing the bat a little bit. Had a double in his Game 1 start in the division series. Ripped one into the gap in left center field off Dallas Keuchel. No balls and a strike. Sanchez, a swing and a miss from Michaelis.
Yeah, and Sanchez right now in a good groove. You know, when he pitched in Game 3 out in LA, threw a lot more off speed. That curveball, that slow change. Right now, he's really kind of coming at him with that fastball cut and maybe a few splits.
And a swing and a miss. Down he goes. The Cardinals go quickly here in the 3rd inning. 9 retired to start the game for Sanchez. Eastern postseason pregame show presented by the unexpected energy of ExxonMobil. First pitch at 4:08 Eastern, and then at 8 Eastern it's Game 1 of the American League Championship Series on Fox. Yankees, Astros. They'll get that best of 7 started tomorrow. Astros winning Game 5 in their series. Soto drops a bunt down, rolling. Carpenter picks it foul. And we've seen 2 bunt attempts tonight. Carpenter and now Soto. Carpenter's went for an out. This one goes foul.
Maybe this cold weather, the guys don't want to swing. These are 2 home run hitters.
See Carpenter, as soon as it gets fouled by an inch, he picks it up.
I think the sunflower seeds sent it foul. This is one of those ballparks, Busch Stadium, you know, you bunt down the lines. I've seen it many times here. They will stay fair. Kind of pitches back towards the playing surface, but that one coming off the cut of the grass rolls foul.
It was interesting. Were they booing Soto because he took so long to come back?
Yeah, I think so, because he kind of hung there at first for a minute.
What a player. Juan Soto, big swing and a miss. 0-2. Looks like Cardinal fans have found someone to put in their crosshairs already. Couple of home runs, 6 runs batted in this postseason. Had that big hit off Josh Hader. That comeback win in the wild card game. Think about the Nationals 3 times staving off elimination.
Carpenter moves all the way over across the diamond.
Shift is on. Soto takes a ball. Stephen Michaelis, the father of Miles, can't bear to watch. So hard on the families, right? One-two on the ground. The only man over there is DeJong. Backhands it and makes a play. 1 away. Between innings, Lauren Shahadi had a chance to visit with Cardinals skipper Mike Schilt.
Mike, one Michaelis would like back. Other than that, a lot of swings and misses. What are you seeing so far?
I think he's got pretty much command everything he has. Made a few mistakes. You know, we were trying to pitch Gomes stuff there. Just made a mistake out over the plate. But, you know, like his command, like the way he's throwing strikes. Ball's down for the most part. Good tempo. Everything looks good.
On a warmer night, that ball Ozuna hit, get out. What do you think?
Feel like it. Yeah, absolutely. I thought he got it pretty good.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Lauren.
You know, Frenchie, you know what I find interesting about that comment was that he wanted his pitcher to pitch against the 8th hitter, pitch careful to Gomes, but he made a mistake. During the regular season, you try to get that pitcher to lead off the next inning, but in the playoffs, you have to be more careful.
Well, one run means everything in the postseason. And as you said, during the regular season, you can kind of, you know, do that. One run doesn't kill you in that situation. But tonight, in these conditions, like you said, they might have looked back and said, we should have walked him, got Sanchez, might still be 0-0.
Kendrick had a leadoff double in that second inning, scored the lone run of the game, and that one's on the ground to short. DeYoung, a long throw up the line. Goldschmidt is a Gold Glover. He saves a lot of errors over there, makes the play no problem. 2 up, 2 down, 2 ground ball outs, 2 short. Looking at one of the best defensive first basemen in all of baseball in Paul Goldschmidt, and their infield defense has dramatically changed because of Goldschmidt's presence this season.
He's got great footwork, knows the one to come off the bag, and seeing Kendrick go up against Goldschmidt, almost an NFL moment there with 2 big bodies.
Only 5 errors at first base this year by the Cardinals. They had 20 there last year. That was a black hole over there last season. Goldschmidt traded from the Diamondbacks to the Cardinals prior to this season, then signed a 5-year deal, an extension. 21 throwing errors is the fewest in Major League Baseball this year, and a lot of it has to do with that guy right there. He picks a lot. Cardinals went from the worst fielding percentage last year to the best in the National League this season.
Yeah, and you look at shortstop, third base last year, 24 errors apiece. This year, 8 and 13. I guarantee that's a lot of scoops by him at first base.
2 outs for Ryan Zimmerman.
So you can almost see Zimmerman talking to himself, getting him into the bat, thinking about what pitch to expect.
Face of this Washington Nationals franchise for so many years, finally healthy enough to contribute, and of course contribute in a big way with the long ball. That was in Game 4. I mean, that was one of the great moments until the Kendrick grand slam. I mean, that was one of the signature moments of that division series, and Ryan Zimmerman, the fountain of youth, and what a scene it was.
And you can see,
Baez.
yeah, high pitch was up, wasn't even a strike, but Zimmerman loves that ball up, out over the plate. And as you said, what a moment for that guy in that city.
5th inning bomb for Zimmerman. Michaelis in a 3-2 count, had him out in front, but he fouls it away. That slow curveball by Michaelis. Taylor due next.
Zimmerman, when he's at his best, Frenchie, has always been able to hit that ball the other way and for power.
Yeah, the best place in Washington is that right center gap, and he wears that thing out.
Payoff pitch. Zimmerman in the hole. That's through. A base hit. Ryan Zimmerman with a base knock with 2 away. It's a single for Zimmerman. Third, make it 4th hit for the Nationals now. And a base runner for Michael A. Taylor. Found the hole between short and third.
It was a pretty good pitch, just breaking ball away, and Zimmerman found a hole.
Yeah, I was going to say that's not a bad pitch at all. Good try, but even if he gets it, he's got to eat that.
Zimmerman broke into the big leagues in 2005, the same year Jeff Francoeur did, and he's down there and you're up here.
It tells you something.
That was a low blow.
Yeah, appreciate
that
it.
was not nice at all.
I'm just saying, I always like to qualify some of these numbers. That's a bunt. That is fair. Molina, no, it's an out.
He stepped
touched
on
it. Yep. He was out of the box. Mike Malinsky calls him out quickly. No throw necessary. Inning is over. Give that 2-out RBI double trick. It's 1-0 as we head to the Cardinal fourth. Top of the St. Louis batting order, and Fowler on the first pitch gets jammed. A fly ball. Taylor coming in, and he's got it for out number 1. Anibal Sanchez has retired 10 straight to start this game, Ron.
I mean, his postseason has gotten off to a great start. As you watch Sanchez, he has so many different pitches and weapons that he can go after hitters. He can throw a split change. He really challenged Goldschmidt with a lot of fastballs and gets a nice first pitch out here for the attempted bunt by Carpenter. And like you said, Frenchie, elevating that fastball against DeYoung.
And what's so tough is it's tough to get comfortable sometimes against a guy like this.
Colton Wong will take a strike.
Yeah, and guys, you watch on film and you're like, okay, you know, you're going to go up there, you're going to seize, but he does just enough to keep you, you know, from getting on a fastball, but also throwing enough off speed that gets you out front a lot.
Putting together a nice run here in the postseason. He's now up over 8 innings, 8 1/3. He's only given up 1 run in his 2 starts in the postseason. Started game 3 of the division series as well, and maybe most importantly, the strikeouts are coming for him, getting the swings and misses. He has 12 strikeouts now in his 8 1/3 postseason innings. 35-year-old Anibal Sanchez, native of Venezuela. 2-1 to count on Wong. Count goes 3-1. Sanchez has barely been behind in counts. He's got Goldschmidt due next. Hitters count for Colton Wong, and he walked him, and Wong is aboard. The first base runner of the game for the Cardinals comes here with 1 out in the 4th inning. Hey, don't forget, the postseason captivates us with its dramatic moments, and the MLB At-Bat app has them all. It's the one place to get everything for your favorite team's postseason chase. Video, pitch tracking, much more. You can download the MLB At-Bat app today.
See how Sanchez attacks Goldschmidt here. Threw him a lot of fastballs his first at bat. I think surprised Paul.
Well, Sanchez is going to have to try to keep Wong close. You wouldn't think Wong would run with Goldschmidt and his power up, but 15 for 15 batters are stealing bases of Sanchez.
Goldschmidt, a big power threat, even on a night like this. He's got enough pop to send one out of here. A couple of home run solo shots in the division series. Goldschmidt with 9 hits in the 5 games in the division series. Was 2 for 5 with a run scored in game 5 in Atlanta on Wednesday. That one misses. Let's check in with Lawrence. He's got more on Sanchez in the running game. What do you have, Lawrence?
Yeah, you saw him throw over to first. He was asked what he thinks will be key to game 1. He didn't pause at all, said holding runners on first base. He says that the mental game he plays on the mound, he knows they're going to try and steal, especially early in the count. He says it's my responsibility as much as it is the guy behind the plate. I'm the reason they're on there in the first place.
Yeah, and also, Lauren, to add to that, having a guy like Gomes behind the plate tonight doesn't hurt either. He's got the stronger arm than Kurt. Kurt's had a sore arm for most of the second half this year, so kind of actually works out well to have him catching Sanchez tonight.
Well, Lauren brought it up in her report, the injury report earlier, as Goldschmidt takes a strike with a fastball. Colton Wong missed a couple of weeks at the end of the regular season with a hamstring injury. On this cold night, I would be very curious to see how aggressive he will be on the base paths. 24 steals during the regular season. The Cardinals and the Nationals tied for the National League lead this year in steals. They got a couple of catchers who throw it well. Goldschmidt in the air, center field, little flare. Coming in is Taylor, and Goldschmidt is retired. Well, Sanchez really attacking Paul Goldschmidt with the fastball.
That's twice he's gotten him out with fastballs running in on his hands.
And you said it early, don't let him get extended. And something I think to add to Wong right there to watch as the game goes on. As you said, BA, the Nationals and Cardinals so good at stealing bases. The Nationals no stolen bases during the NLDS, and Cardinals only 1.
5 outs, 5 fly ball outs to the center fielder Michael A. Taylor for Anibal Sanchez in this game. He's retired 11 of 12, 10 in a row to start, then the walk. Now it's Ozuna. And there goes Wong, and Gomes from his knees. That's late and on into the outfield grass. Wong is up and on the run, and he'll end up at third base. Stolen base and an error.
Great jump right there. Even if Gomes makes a perfect throw, he's in there. You can see right here, stolen. He's got it. And then good job by him getting up, seeing where the ball's at, and getting to third. Now you give yourself a chance. If there is a pass ball or something away from the catcher, you can score.
That has more meaning than just the steal in the air. That would tell you Wong is feeling good and running well. That is a huge piece to the puzzle for the Cardinals. They push it with their running game, and now a runner at third with 2 away. Ozuna at the plate, and he pops it up. Rendon will give it a look. That's going to stay playable. And Anibal Sanchez leaves a runner at third after a 1-out walk. Retires Goldschmidt and Ozuna. Still 1-0 Washington.
T-Mobile, introduce powerful signal ever. Whether you're home or away, T-Mobile is with you.
Yan Gomes responsible for the lone run on the board. An RBI double with 2 outs in the second inning. Baby Shark has made an appearance in this NLCS. Miles Michaelis back on the mound. He'll start his 5th inning. And Gomes takes a ball outside. Gomes in the 8th spot in the batting order gets start over Kurt Suzuki tonight and delivers offensively in his first at bat. Had been a while since his last RBI, over 2 weeks as a matter of fact. Got to go back into the regular season, Jeff. His last RBI was September 26th.
Yeah, and he'll tell you, listen, it's been a little bit of a struggle talking to him, but at the same time, he knows his job has been to catch Patrick Corbin. He's great at blocking. He's very good defensively. He takes a lot of pride on it.
Gomes takes a strike.
So we might not have the celebrity starting pitchers in this ball game, but these two are doing just fine.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, Michaelis has given up the run. He's down in the game, but he's pitching well. He's racking up the strikeouts. Gomes pops it foul and out of play. Kurt Suzuki there with Kevin Long, and Suzuki, good to see him at first on the roster. I think that was the first check we all had after he was hit by the pitch. Hit the wrist and then the face. A scary scene there at Dodger Stadium on Wednesday. He was involved in the celebration, and that was encouraging.
That was the big thing. Seeing him out there with his teammates, you knew he was probably hurting a little bit, but he's there. And the great thing is his hand was able to stop that, which was huge.
And also has that C-flap. The helmet comes around to protect the jaw. So good that he is back in the mix. Gomes through the hole. That's a base hit. Yan Gomes is 2 for 2 tonight in this game 1. It's a leadoff single here in the 5th inning. Look at Suzuki. He can rake. Leave him in there.
Seems like he's been beat 3 or 4 times now on that same pitch. It's kind of that cutter slider that he throws.
All 5 hits tonight on off-speed pitches. But his fastball, to me, he's playing nice right now. 94, 95 up. And I know you have to mix something in, but it's like when he does hang it right now, they're not missing it.
Well, give Sanchez a chance to bunt the runner over. Anibal puts it in the air, foul. Ideal scenario for a manager to have the number 8 hitter in this scenario to lead off with a base hit. Gives your pitcher a chance to bunt. Not necessarily a wasted at bat with the pitcher at the plate.
There used to be an art to bunting. I'm not sure if there is anymore.
Oh, the butcher boy. And a swing and a miss.
I don't think anybody really moved either when he did it.
Like, okay, go ahead, Anibal. Swing away. Missed it by that much. Notice how he looked into the Cardinal dugout.
He gave a nice smile over there.
I had you. Squares early with 2 strikes. Gomes a runner at first, and a foul ball. That'll be a strikeout for Michaelis. And that'll be the first out. Unable to get the bunt down. 1 away with a runner at first. Time now for Getting More, presented by Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans. Postseason history for these 2 franchises. Cardinals have won 19 National League pennants, 11-time World Series champions. They are the premier team in the National League as far as those categories go. And of course, for the Washington Nationals, first time in the NLCS, this version of the Nats, arriving from Montreal in 2005. They finally broke through. They've had teams clinch division series, including the Cardinals, on their home field. Cardinals did it in 2012. All they needed to do was go on the road to win a series to advance into the LCS. And Ronnie, you did that Nationals Cardinals series in 2012. That was an all-timer there.
It really was an all-timer. The game 5, remember, the Nationals got up, had a big lead, but the Cardinals came all the way back. Big hit by Pete Kozma, the shortstop.
Turner hits one sharply through for a base hit. Trey Turner with a single with 1 away. 2 hits in the inning. Gerardo Parra responding to that knock, and with 1 out, 2 men are on, with Eaton coming up.
This one, Jeff, looked like he got a little off the end of the bat.
Yeah, he didn't square it up, but he got it in the hole right here, and enough to get it first and second. Now with Eaton, it's a big at bat right here for Adam Eaton, with Rendon and Soto coming up.
Crowd is already down and quiet after that run in the second. Nationals have a chance to keep it that way as Adam Eaton, 2 strikeouts against Michaelis tonight. Always loves to fire on that first pitch.
He'll lay down a bunt too. Even with Carpenter somewhat in right there, he's not scared to drop one down.
Eaton takes a first pitch fastball right down the middle. The one time you decide to take. For the guy who swings away at the first pitch as much as anyone and has a lot of success. Nationals threatening here in the 5th. Gomes at second, a leadoff single. Mike Maddox, the pitching coach, on the phone to the bullpen.
When I thought it was so fitting for the Nats to get to the NLCS the way they did this year. Favored in all the other 4 that they've been in. Lost 3 heartbreakers in game 5. And then they go out and play the 106 team win Dodgers, and you beat them in 5. It's kind of been just their whole year.
Underdog position's a great place to be in this game. But there were expectations heavily poured on the Nationals to start the year. Looks like John Brebbia will begin his preparations. Take him at least one, maybe 2 batters after this sequence here. We're in the 5th. It's 1-0. Eaton has bounced into 8 double plays in the regular season. And that one's in the air. The lazy pop-up right off the handle of the bat. Infield fly rule. And there is the second out of the inning. Hennessy's Cabrera, the hard-throwing lefty, now throwing in the Cardinal pen.
Yeah, they might be trying to get him ready quick in case Rendon gets a hit. And I still like the way that he's pitching right now, Michaelis. So you know,
here comes a little bit of a talking to by Mike Maddox. Also a little chance to give his pitchers some chance to get ready.
Yeah, and you see the lefty getting ready for Soto. But I think the one thing the Cardinals have the advantage of is that bullpen down there. They've done a great job all year, so they're able to kind of, if they have to, go down there in the 5th and feel confident, whereas Washington not so much.
Meeting at the mound. Entire infield is in as well with Molina, Hey, a reminder, you can watch people win a fortune by ranking other people's misfortunes on the Misery Index, a new game show hosted by the stars of Impractical Jokers and Jamila Jamil. Check your local listings.
You know, I was going to say, Frenchie, when you said that, to get the reliever left-hander up for Soto, but Soto is so good at such a young age against right-handed or left-handed pitching.
His 3 best hits of this postseason left-handed against left-handed pitching. Josh Hader for the big 2 RBI single to send them there. Hit a 2-run homer off Hyun-Jin Ryu, and then the big home run off Clayton Kershaw in Game 5 to tie it.
So that is what could happen down the road in this batting order. The here and now for Michaelis is 2 on, 2 out, and Anthony Rendon at the plate. The Nats have just the man they want in a spot like this. Not only great with runners in scoring position, but great with 2 outs in runners in scoring position. This team overall delivered better than any other in the National League in this type of situation.
I think Rendon, and watching him play so many times, has one of the quickest swings in all of baseball.
He never panics.
His heart rate must be like
It's
55
nothing.
or something.
Yeah, if it's there.
Rendon hit .365 this season with 2 outs of runners in scoring position. And just a smooth, compact, flawless swing that allows him to see pitches a lot longer than most. His great recognition as Soto is on deck. We started our broadcast tonight, Jeff, you talking about the middle of this order with Rendon and Soto. And a moment of truth right here for Miles Michaelis in the 5th inning. There are 2 outs. Here's a 2-0. Rendon doesn't bite, and now it's 3 balls and no strikes.
He's got such a good idea of the strike zone. And his last 14 plate appearances, he's only swung and missed 1 time. That's incredible. With all the high velocity that you face, the Dodgers pitching staff, it shows you how good he is. And the reason he's going to make a lot of money this offseason.
Yeah, free agent to be Anthony Rendon, and a check on the runner at second just to keep Gomes honest.
Nationals had 335 RBIs this year with 2 outs, which led the National League.
Their ability to score with 2 outs, score with runners in scoring position, to score late in games. Got double barrel action going in that Cardinal pen. Here's a 3-0. Rendon takes ball 4. Now they are loaded. And here comes Soto, and Mike Schilt, the Cardinal manager, is faced with the first big decision of the game.
Well, and Soto is 0 for 2 tonight against him with a strikeout, a weak ground ball to short.
I saw Schilt point to Molina to go talk to his pitcher Michaelis, but no.
I think he did, and I think either was reminded or remembered himself that Maddox just went out. Don't want to rack up too many mound visits. So it's going to be Michaelis against Soto. Bases loaded. 1-0 Nats lead it, and Soto hawks that pitch and hawks the pitcher. T-Mobile extended coverage up in the top left corner. They are loaded up. Gomes with a leadoff single. Turner had a single with 1 out, and the Rendon walk.
Yeah, this is a perfect situation. I think what you said, he's had good success against them tonight. Soto hits lefties just as well, so you know what, we might as well take our chances right here. It's his runners out there too.
1-0. Tracks another one in. It's 2 balls, no strikes.
I mean, that really is the difference in this lineup. You were talking about how good Rendon and Soto are. Their grasp of the strike zone and not leaving the strike zone to swing is unparalleled.
20 years old, over 100 walks. I think I got my 100th walk till I was like 29.
2 lefties in the lineup for the Nationals against Michaelis. Those lefties are combined 0 for 5. Eaton and Soto with 3 strikeouts. Soto takes a strike. Boy, he needed that. Michaelis hit the bottom of the strike zone with that big curve, and now it's 2-1.
That's the difference between AA, AAA pitching, that on a 2-0 count Michaelis can spin in a curveball right at the bottom of the zone.
Plants a seed in the hitter's mind.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good take, but you're not looking for that pitch. That's not a pitch you're looking to go on 2-0 with the bases loaded.
Soto with a strikeout and a ground out. Here comes a 2-1 on the ground. Wong is over. Gold Glove caliber defender right there. He'll make the play. And a big moment for Miles Michaelis in the 5th. Strands the bases loaded. Cardinals coming up 1-0 Nats.
It was an execution of the same pitch. 2-0. Throws a strike with the curveball and then gets the ground ball out to second base. Just a great job by Michaelis, staying with one pitch and deciding his best pitch was the curve.
And great job by Mike Schilt, leaving him in right there and giving him a chance. He got Soto twice instead of going to the lefty in the pen. Got
the crowd loud here at Busch Stadium. Yadier Molina leads off for the Cardinals. Nationals got a run on the 2nd. They lead it on a Yan Gomes double. Came with 2 outs. Been a pitcher's duel tonight and a cold Friday night in St. Louis. Sanchez deals a strike to Molina.
Sanchez now has thrown 9 innings in the postseason, giving up a run and 12 punch-outs.
Pitch count is low for Anibal Sanchez. And using the fastball a lot here tonight. There was one that missed. First 4 innings, 45 pitches, 24 fastballs. You think of Anibal Sanchez as the kitchen sink guy, the guy that's going to mix it, match it, spin it. He's been aggressive with his fastball. That might change now, 2nd time through, as he gets a strike in there on Molina.
Anyone that's played with Anibal Sanchez knows that he's almost professorial when he's out there. He just knows so much about how to set up hitters, read swings.
He's got Molina in a 2-2 count. Lead man up for the Cardinals in the 5th.
And you give him a lot of credit. He came to the Atlanta Braves last year and kind of reinvented himself. And he said, I took a long look and said, I don't have 95 with that big slider that I had when I was in Detroit. And if I want to continue to play, I have to make some adjustments. Well, you know what? He did it. Ended up getting himself a nice 2-year deal with the Washington Nationals.
Threw a no-hitter in his career back in 2006. And there's a batted ball on the ground by Molina. Plenty of time here for Turner. Had him out in front. Had him fooled a little bit. Molina was leaning. And it's a ground ball out to start the 5th inning for Sanchez. Let's check in with Lauren Shahade. She's got more on the 35-year-old Anibal Sanchez.
Well, his teammates say he was a completely different pitcher after returning from a strained left hamstring in May. He said his 2-week absence refreshed him, helped him clear his mind. He said, I was nibbling too much, trying to make perfect pitches, to your guy's point. So he said, just keep the ball down, throw strikes, similar to his approach last season in his revival with the Braves, Jeff, as you were talking about. Kurt not catching him today, but he told me he's at his best when he's attacking hitters, getting ahead in counts, forcing soft contact.
Yeah, and he's doing it tonight. He did it in LA or in Washington for Game 3 against LA, and here he is going to work tonight.
Pitched in the postseason last year, made a start for Atlanta last season in that division series against the Dodgers, and had a 5-inning outing in Game 3 of the division series against Los Angeles. He broke in 06. He did not make it to the postseason until 2012 as a member of the Tigers. The year the Tigers went to the World Series. Lost that World Series to the Giants that season. Sanchez did make a start in that World Series and was excellent. 7 innings against the Giants, only 2 runs. So he's been there. We talked on the pregame show about the experience and the culture builders. Sanchez would fit in that category. Kind of finishes off a finishing piece to a very good starting rotation with 3 horses at the top. Scherzer and Strasburg and Corbin. 1-2 to Matt Carpenter, and he got him. Foul tip into the middle of Gomes, a strikeout. Carpenter saying that hit the ground. That is not a reviewable play, but the home plate umpire Mike Mablinski can ask if he wants. Did he catch it before it hit the ground?
I thought he caught it straight. Watch how he turns the glove over.
Ooh, I think it hit the ground.
You're right, it did hit the ground.
I think Carpenter had a beef.
Yeah, he did.
It's not something you can look at as far as a challenge or a review, but oftentimes you'll see umpires gather together on a play like that. So a changeup for a strikeout, 2 gone in the inning. And the Nats get a break. First ball swinging. Edman, jam shot, fly ball. Taylor, long run. He's got it for the out. Anibal Sanchez with a quick 1-2-3 inning. 5 in the books. 1-0 Washington. Stat powered by AWS. Biggest home run in Nationals franchise history.
Huge sinker right there from Joe Kelly. Look at him pull his hands in right there. And Davey Martinez said he looked at us right away, excited because he thought he for sure at least got a run in.
A sac fly.
He got everybody in.
What a moment for Howie Kendrick. And Kendrick will lead off. Miles Michaelis, some high stress pitches to get through the 5th inning. Had the bases loaded and Soto at the plate. He got him on a bouncer to second base. Kendrick had a leadoff double in the 2nd inning. And then he bounced to short his last time up. He's 1 for 2.
And Kendrick is 9 for 13 now off Michaelis,
including a home run.
I'd say that's pretty good.
Yeah, that works.
Kendrick hits the ball with such force. Every year when he's been healthy, he's the guy that. Nice play by the ball boy over there. He's the guy that shows up in the exit velocity readings. He just stings the ball. Phenomenal hand-eye coordination. He's been doing it a long time. He is as strong as there is in the game. 1-2 the count.
And despite that strength, you never would have called him a power hitter. He was just a very consistent hitter when he was that everyday second baseman for the Angels.
He always reminded me of Edgar Renteria. Just the guy that could handle it everywhere. He could shoot it to right field. And like you said, compact swing, but he could also launch a few.
He has the infielders' attention more than the outfielders, let's just say that. Kendrick with 2 strikes this year led all of baseball in batting average. He had 297 this year with 2 strikes.
That's incredible with the strikeout stuff that pitchers have these days.
1-2 the count. Michaelis facing Kendrick to start this 6th inning. Crowd is quiet. Anibal Sanchez has locked down the Cardinal bats through 5 innings. He's only surrendered 1 walk, 1 base runner in the game for the Redbirds. That was a Wong walk in the 4th. And then Sanchez retired Goldschmidt and Ozuna to finish off the inning. He's retired 5 in a row now. Started the game by retiring 10 straight. Michaelis just trying to hang in there until his offense can get going. Bouncer to short. DeYoung's been busy. And there's out number 1. Gives us a chance to check in with Casey Stern in our Atlanta studios. Hello, Casey. All right, Casey, thanks. The Final 4 Major League Baseball postseason and 4 wins away from a World Series. Yankees Astros. That was the expected matchup. Braves Dodgers were the chalk matchup in the National League. Your thoughts on Yankees Astros?
Well, you look at both of those ball clubs, they were just destined at some point to face each other. Not many Achilles heel for either of those teams.
Zimmerman with a base hit into left center field. This will go for extra bases. Zimmerman on his way to second, and it'll be a 1-out double. Ryan Zimmerman has 2 hits. He's 2 out of 3.
Second hit of the night. Gets a little 2-seamer in right there and pulls his hands in. Nice. And the first couple games of the NLDS, Kendrick was at first base. Struble Cabrera was at second, who's done a great job for him. But right now, Zimmerman's swinging a pretty good bat, and I just think Dave Martinez has that confidence in him as a veteran guy to be out there.
They like Cabrera's switch hitting off the bench.
3 doubles for the Nats in this game of their 7 hits. Michael A. Taylor now. And a swing and a miss. Taylor chases. He's 0 for 2. Brebbia's back up and throwing. Miles Michaelis has had some traffic on behind him. He just stranded the bases loaded last inning. His spot due up second in the bottom of this 6th inning. If Taylor reaches, though, you got to figure Mike Schultz going to pull the plug this time.
If he reaches, you probably pull the plug. If he doesn't reach, you probably walk Gomes this time because Sanchez is going to stay in the game.
Yeah, he's not coming out.
Yeah, I think that's an easy choice on that one.
He
got burned by it one time tonight already.
Gomes due next. Nats at the bottom of their order. This is a high-powered offense, the Washington Nationals. Team that doesn't strike out much. They deliver with runners in scoring position. We've chronicled that. They don't have many holes with their ball club. Their bullpen, though, has been a concern all year. And that's one of the reasons that they floundered a little bit.
Most of the year they've outscored their bullpen.
1 ball, 1 strike. Taylor takes a ball.
Well, it's a Nats team that scored the 2nd most runs in the National League, 13 or so behind the Dodgers. Only scored 8 runs the first 3 games in that series, and people kept talking about the pitching. I said that offense has got to go. What do? Score 13 runs the next 2 games to get here to the NLCS.
Yeah, 4 with 1 swing of the bat from Kendrick. On the ground foul, 2-2 the count. In the 3 elimination games the Nationals have already played, the wild card game and then the 2 they had against the Dodgers, they've scored 9 runs from the 8th inning on. So they have that kind of firecracker offense that can pop at any point. 1-0 Nats. 6th inning. Runner at second in Zimmerman. And the 2-2 and a swing and a miss. Michaelis strikes him out. He keeps answering the bell, does Miles Michaelis. A strikeout for the 2nd out of the inning. That's number 7.
Just threw a fastball right by him at the bottom of the strike zone.
And now Gomes due to hit. And they will intentionally walk him. Yeah, his dad's fired up. That's my boy.
That was a big time pitch right there, as you said. Just reared back, threw it 94 at the bottom of the zone, said hit this, and struck him out.
As expected, Gomes gets the free pass, and that's going to put Anibal Sanchez at the plate with 2 on and 2 out. Key strikeout to get through 6 for Michaelis. This will most certainly be his last batter. Even if Sanchez reaches, you figure he would make a change.
I mean, with the defense the way it is in the outfield, even a base hit, a single by Sanchez, doesn't score Zimmerman, I don't think.
No.
On the ground, gloved by Carpenter, goes the forced play at second to end the inning. Cardinals get through it. Michaelis facing the pitcher, strands 2 more, and it's still 1-0. Into the line, most likely from
MLB postseason on TBS is brought to you by BMW, the ultimate driving machine. And by Still a Base, Still a Taco, only at Taco Bell.
You know, it's interesting when you think of Anibal Sanchez, you really think about a pitcher that if you get 5 or 6 sharp innings, then that's really a great day for him. But he has been so efficient in his pitch count. He's been so efficient with his pitches that in not allowing a hit to these St. Louis Cardinals, he's put himself in a nice position to go deep into this game.
56 pitches. That's the usage tonight. Anibal Sanchez has recorded 15 outs. 9 have finished with a fastball. Just 5 swing and misses, though, for Sanchez, and 2 of those by the pitcher, Michaelis. He's got 8, 9, and 1 coming up. Paul DeJong will start it for St. Louis, a strikeout victim in the 3rd.
And on the other side, Miles Michaelis, what a great job he did tonight, keeping them. It's been quiet here, but really, if you think about it, 7 hits, 1 run, you're still in this ball game with 1 swing of the bat.
Here's the 0-1. DeYoung, who hit 30 homers this year, set a Cardinal franchise record for a single season home run mark by a shortstop. Broke his own record from a couple of years ago. Randy Arozarena is due next. That's the spot for Michaelis, pinch hitter next for St. Louis. 6th inning in a 1-0 game. 1-2 the count. Michaelis has been excellent in this postseason. 6 more innings here tonight with the 1 earned run. The Gomes 2-out RBI double in the 2nd inning held Washington to just 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position. Big hug from Adam Wainwright.
3 appearances in the post, 12 innings, 2 runs allowed.
Here's a 1-2, and that misses high.
I think Sanchez surprised me a little bit tonight. He's throwing a lot of fastball to these Cardinals hitters.
Giovanni Gallegos, outstanding Cardinal reliever. St. Louis bullpen best in the National League this year, best ERA. Here's a 2-2 to DeYoung, and he popped him up. Taking a look at it is Gomes. That'll be in the seats. Well, if you come to Busch Stadium, you'll notice there in left field there's an M missing from Big Mac Land. Big Ackland now. That's because Paul DeYoung knocked that M out. August 19th against Milwaukee. He has big power. 2-2 the count. And now 3 balls, 2 strikes.
He's been trying to take advantage of that high strike, but he's been throwing it too high, Frenchie.
Yeah, you're not going to get him to chase right there. See if he tries to go back, let her high right here. His fans are waiting to cheer about something.
They're up. Cheering a 3-ball count. Slim pickings so far. DeYoung in the air, foul. Tried to jump him and got way out ahead of it. Count remains at 3-2.
I pitched on some teams that you would cheer a 3-2 count.
You might have a chance to walk. Sanchez has been that good, though. Only 1 base runner. That was Colton Wong, who drew the free pass. Here's another payoff, and a swing and a miss. Anibal Sanchez goes up the ladder for the strikeout. 1 gone here in the 6th inning.
Just lowered his sights, just low enough. Supposed to be in, it was away.
It's just a pitch. You're not going to be able to do much with that.
High fastball from Sanchez, his 5th strikeout. 5 1/3, 1 walk allowed. The only blemish on his card here tonight as Arozarena takes a strike, a high strike. A little cutter from Sanchez. Randy Arozarena, and a couple of hits off the bench this year. 24-year-old rookie from Cuba. His first chance in the big leagues, and a wave and a miss.
Sanchez just controlling all his pitches out there right now. Really putting it where he wants to.
It's like he's got it on a string.
Yeah.
Working quickly. Here's an 0-2, and that one's down in the dirt.
Well, the Nats in the NLDS against the Dodgers, their starters ERA is just a shade over 2.10.
Top of the order due next. Dexter Fowler, switch hitter. Here's a 1-2 pitch, and Arozarena, that hit him. That got him on the elbow. And it's a base runner for the Cardinals.
And I think Gomes is trying to tell him. He's stuck it all the way out there across the plate.
Like he never did try to get out of the way.
Yep.
Oh, Buttermaker would have been proud of that. Takes the shot to the elbow. And Arozarena is the 2nd base runner of the game for the Cardinals, and he can fly.
Yeah, you see, Sanchez, he really was talking to his bench to ask if the manager would come out and maybe argue that point with the home plate umpire.
Rarely called.
Yeah, he wouldn't have won that right there. That ball was tailing in, and he just dropped the elbow down.
Well, now the Cardinals in a position, one swing of the bat, they could take the lead here. We mentioned Fowler not getting the results, but hitting the ball as hard as anybody in these playoffs this year. And there's a strike. Put a wrinkle on one to get ahead of Dexter Fowler. Shift is on for Fowler. Makes for an awkward double play. Fowler runs well as well. A lot of the outs for Sanchez tonight have been in the air. Now you start to get third time through the batting order, Jeff.
And this is where Dave Martinez was really careful. You see the number right there, 923, opponent's OPS third time through. He had rolled through for 2 times. Max Muncy hit a home run, ended up getting Turner out, but after that his night was done. See how long he tries to before he gets someone up in the pen. I know that's hard to say when a guy's got a no-hitter, but it is a 1-0 game.
So far Sanchez has made the decision-making process of Dave Martinez easy. There's a quick throw to first. Thing about Sanchez with holding runners, right? He does have a quick move, but he does take a while when he comes to the plate to get rid of it.
Well, we talked about it, that he really likes to have a full turn before he goes to the plate. He does that in the windup, and he does it to a degree from the stretch.
Rosarena can fly, but does not have much experience. And the flutter ball, is that the butterfly there? It's 69 miles an hour.
Yes, it is. The mariposa, he calls it.
He almost didn't come set right there. He's got to watch it.
Rosarena takes off, and Fowler takes the pitch. Stolen base with no throw. Randy Rosarena takes one on the elbow, uses his legs to get into scoring position.
And look, that's the high leg kick, even turned a little bit. That was an easy stolen base.
Five-step jump.
And this is what the Cardinals do good. They put pressure on you with running the bases. As good as anybody.
Big spot and a pickoff play, trying to catch the rookie. A walk and a hit batter.
Sometimes it's easier to pick off a fast runner at second base. They occasionally fall asleep out there.
Sanchez deals. Fowler rolls over one. Kendrick will make the play. And the Rosarena to third base. There are 2 outs. By the way, stolen base for Randy Rosarena. Steal a base. Steal a taco is back. Someone steals a base in the World Series. Taco Bell's letting all of America steal a free Doritos Locos tacos. These are practice run in the LCS. Get your taco in the World Series. All right, here's Colton Wong now.
10 bunt base hits, led baseball this year with 2 outs. Would he try it?
I'll tell you what, you look at that shift right there. This is the time where you really want to tell him, let the ball get deep. You got all the room in the world.
Shift is on. 3 on the right side for Wong. And he did let the ball get deep, trying to shoot one to the opposite field.
He did. I like the approach. He had the right idea right there. Let it get a little too deep, maybe.
Completely different hitter. Colton Wong, after the change mechanically, got rid of the big leg kick, went to the toe tap. As that Nationals bullpen starting to stir, despite Anibal Sanchez not yet giving up a hit to the Cardinals. Tying run at third base. Here's the 0-1. Wong into center field. And Michael A. Taylor will make the catch. And Anibal Sanchez pumps the glove on his way out. Has held the Cardinals hitless through 6 in Game 1 of the NLCS. It's still 1-0. Giovanni Gallegos out of that St. Louis bullpen.
He had a big year. You look at the two numbers: 66 games, 93 strikeouts for Gallegos.
First reliever used. Michaelis and Sanchez matching up. Trey Turner will lead off for Washington. Nats back at the top of their order here in the 7th inning. 1 run on the board. It was an RBI double with 2 outs by Yan Gomes that plated Howie Kendrick, who doubled to lead off the 2nd inning. The Cardinal starter Michaelis is out. 6 innings, 1 run. Andrew Miller is up. And this excellent Cardinal bullpen with Michaelis going 6 innings. Now it squeezes down these last few innings. Mike Schill can certainly play matchup with some very talented pitchers in that pen.
Well, and that's the thing. The Nats are one of the best at scoring 7th, 8th inning on. But the St. Louis Cardinals feel at the same time our bullpen's a big strength and we can mix and match.
Gallegos came to the Cardinals from the Yankees. He was part of that Luke Voit trade last year at the trade deadline. Turner, oh, what a play. Snatched it right out of the air. Giovanni Gallegos with the quick reaction. And a line drive out to the pitcher for out number 1 of the 7th inning.
Yeah, Wong was right behind him, but what a play. Look what I found, right, Ron?
Sometimes you catch it, sometimes it catches you.
Went out as fast as it came in. But out number 1 for Gallegos. And he'll face Adam Eaton now. Does let it loose on the first pitch this time. Got an off-speed pitch. 0 for 3, couple of Ks against Gallegos. Nationals were in here recently. They had a series against St. Louis. Tyler Webb joins Andrew Miller. 2 lefties, but 2 lefties that pitch in very different sets of the lineup. Lefties really struggled against Gallegos this year. You figure the opposite matchup would benefit a left-handed hitter, but Gallegos kept left-handed hitters to just a 149 batting average this season.
Occasionally you're going to see Molina take that glove off. He's got a hurt hand at this point in the season. He's had some hand injuries all season long.
Here's the 0-2. Eaton fouls it away, stays alive.
Thought it was great talking to Mike Schultz before the game, and he was talking about Molina and saying, hey, it was nice for him when he was injured to get a little rest, you know, but he said the worst part was the last 6 days when you felt like he was just going to call, I'm ready. And he said that was the worst nightmare, but he said he stayed down, did his rehab.
Matt Wieters, the backup catcher for the Cardinals. Here's an 0-2, and that one just missed. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Gallegos has this good stuff tonight. Little backdoor breaking ball, just misses.
See what he has in mind. 1-2 to Eaton. 1 away in the 7th. In the dirt. Smothered by Molina.
See that little hand motion there, Frenchie, by Molina. What he's doing is letting his first baseman know he just called a breaking ball. Feel it to the pull side, right, defensively.
Get ready. And that's what makes him so tough, too, though, pitching here. As you said, that off speed, the change, the breaking ball, but then he's also got 94, 95 and spotted. Only 16 walks in 74 innings.
2-2 the count on Eaton. Here he comes and skips rope to get out of the way of that 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Cardinals have not hesitated to use Gallegos in those high pressure spots this year. 27 years of age to start the year, had just 22 career appearances. This was a find by the Cardinals, and a trade that paid off a year later. Eaton in the air, left center field. That is going to get down. That's going to split the gap and go all the way to the wall. Eaton can fly. He's around second, on his way to third. Cutoff and relay comes in. Belly flop. He is in there with a triple. Adam Eaton with a 1-out triple in the 7th inning.
Great job by Adam right here. I think he got a hanging off-speed pitch right here, 3-2 after that fastball in, probably thinking along with them, and drove him that left center gap. And with his speed, that's triple alley.
He had a big decision to make, though, because this was not an automatic triple.
Take the chance with one out. The cutoff and relay was a good one by the Cardinals, but Eaton cutting the bags. Just in there.
Stumbled a little there, but the slide gets him in safe.
Cardinals took a moment just to see if it was something to challenge. They have walked Rendon intentionally, and Mike Schilt is on his way to the mound to make a pitching change. So it's Soto coming up. The lefty. Gallegos will exit. A third of an inning. Gives up a triple and a walk, and Schilt will play matchup with Soto with his big left-hander Andrew Miller. Big spot here in the 7th. Nationals threatening.
The ERA you usually see from Andrew Miller. The strikeouts and the walks are good. The home runs allowed are very disconcerting for a guy with Miller's stuff.
At one point was one of the game's dominant left-handers. Had some magical years. Kind of reinvented the usage of a reliever, multi-innings. And now he's going to face Soto. So Schilt likes his big lefty against Soto, but Jeff, he is a guy that handles left-handers well.
You've said 3 of his biggest hits this postseason, all against really good left-handed pitchers. For 285 on the year against lefties, 281 against righties. So he can hit any of them.
First and third, one out in a 1-0 game, and a big swing and a foul. Take a look at StatCast AI, powered by AWS. One of those 3 big hits off a lefty came off Clayton Kershaw, the home run that tied the game in Game 5 on Wednesday, and it was a bomb at 449 feet.
Which tied for his career-long home run.
He homered off for you. Left-handed starter for the Dodgers. And had the single against Josh Hader, a lefty. Shows bunt this time, bunts it foul. Well, we have seen more bunt attempts by position players in this game than I can remember. Like we fell back into the late 90s here.
And you see Dave Martinez shaking his head right there. I think that's one of those things right there, Ron, where he can't be happy right there.
No,
this guy is way too good of a hitter to be doing that.
He never shows his 20-year-old age, maybe just once there.
Yeah.
Cardinals set up to turn 2 if they get one on the ground. 1 out, 7th inning. Eaton at third, and that one misses outside. Well, there was a time when Andrew Miller would just dominate left-handers and right-handers, but lefties rarely struck gold with Miller on the mound. He only gave up 3 homers in the 17 season to a lefty, 3 in the 18 season, but gave up 11 this year to left-handed batters. 1-2, and a swing and a foul ball in and out of the glove of Molina. The at-bat continues.
And I love the idea of Soto. As you can see right there, just tipped it, and Yadi can hold it. But I love his thought process, you know, as far as he's trying to get that run in right there. But for him, bunting's not the way to do it.
That's a luck play for a catcher. No skill involved in that. It's either in the pocket or not. Happens too fast.
If there had been skill, he would have mastered it already.
Buys another swing. Soto will take a ball. So giving up 11 home runs this year for Andrew Miller, right and left. I mean, that's just something we never saw from Miller during those dominant years. So he is a big name still and a big part of this Cardinal bullpen, but he is not the pitcher he was on the big stage a few years back. Soto is 0 for 3. Here's a 2-2, and he tracks it in for a ball. Full count. Howie Kendrick on deck. The potential of a Kendrick at bat with the bases loaded. Soto grounded out with the bases loaded. Michaelis got him on a curveball. Remember, he threw 4 consecutive curveballs to Soto in that 5th inning with him loaded. See what Miller does. 3-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss. Miller struck him out. That's a big one for Andrew Miller. Out number 2. And Mike Shildt on his way back out.
Well, we've seen Miller in the past when he throws his slider. It can be 88, 89 miles an hour. He took a little off this pitch at 83 and had Soto up front.
Yeah, Soto got a good pitch to hit right there, but as you said, took a little bit off. You can see he was a little bit out front. Huge strikeout for Andrew Miller.
And a vintage moment for Andrew Miller. Bases one batter, gets the strikeout. And now Mike Shildt will go back to his bullpen. The bearded one, John Brebbia, will enter. 2 gone in the 7th. Big strikeout of Juan Soto.
Oh, here's our new toy with this V-cast, and when you watch, all of them are about average spin. All of them are about the same speed, but to be able to make that last one and get it on that outside corner and have Soto swing out in front of it, that's vintage Miller.
And you can tell the way they're going to get Soto out this series. I think 20 pitches tonight, guys. 3 fastballs, 9 curves, 8 sliders.
Cardinals not out of the woods yet. John Brebbia will enter. Speaking of sliders, he's got a dandy. Howie Kendrick at the plate, 1st and 3rd for the Nationals. Brebbia has just been a steady presence in that bullpen. He gave him some big outs against right-handed batters in the series against Atlanta. Runner at 3rd is Eaton. After a triple, his first hit since game 3 of the DS. Intentional walk to Rendon. And Kendrick up the middle, and a base hit for Howie Kendrick. In to score is Eaton. Howie Kendrick strikes again. It's an RBI single. It comes with 2 outs, and it's 2-0 Washington.
Kendrick with the wry smile. Just another small cutter maybe, or fastball away that he hits up the middle. We told you before, the Nationals had the most RBIs with 2 outs in all the National League.
And that's a guy that, you just said it, that was a cutter right there. Instead of trying to pull it, he stays right up the middle. You pull that ball, inning's over.
Howie Kendrick now 4 for 8 with runners in scoring position in this postseason. He was 3 for 7 in the DS as Ryan Zimmerman takes a strike. I mean, delivering in the clutch, and those 2 out base hits with runners in scoring position. Those are gut punches for the opposition. Rendon now at 2nd. Soto had the strikeout for out number 2, but Kendrick picks him up. 9 hits now for Washington, just 2 runs. Nats have stranded 8. Meanwhile, Anibal Sanchez sitting in the dugout still has yet to allow a hit to the Cardinals.
A long sit in that dugout.
Two hits and a walk in this inning. And remember how it started with a Turner line drive out to the mound. Picked by Molina. Runner stay put. 2 balls and a strike.
That's the thing for the Cardinals right now. You have to try to get this out right here and get in a 2-0. Even though Sanchez is rolling right now, you know there's no Hudson tonight at the back end of that bullpen. So you feel like you might be able to get a few guys.
Foul ball from Zimmerman. A strike. 2-2 now. Looking ahead to the St. Louis 7th inning. They have the heart of their order coming up. Goldschmidt, Ozuna, Molina. Big boys coming to bat for the Redbirds. Nationals have added on. Nationals have taken this big crowd, this sellout crowd, out of this game. A swing and a foul. Zimmerman right on that one. He fouls it back. Count stays at 2-2. Zimmerman with 2 hits tonight. Had a single in the 4th with 2 outs. And then doubled in the 6th inning. Left stranded twice. Had a hit in Game 5 in LA. Now Zimmerman with 6 hits in this postseason. Molina wants to start over with the signals.
So you see he gave the 3 sign to the pitcher. Pitcher will take out that little card in his back pocket. We'll see what sign they're using under 3, and that's what they'll use.
With Rendon at second base. 2 on, 2 outs. A run is in for Washington. Here's a 2-2. And did he go? They will ask. He did not. Checked his swing. First base umpire Chris Conroy.
Yeah, I don't know if Zimmerman thought he went. He almost kind of turned around, but now it's.
Could have called it.
Close. Remember that angle's from essentially looking through the on deck circle. Is a better look. Did he break? It's gray area.
Flip a coin. But now you got the runners going right here.
First and second with 2 outs. Rendon at second. Kendrick the runner at first. There they go. And Zimmerman, big swing and a foul. Well, he let it loose right there.
Ron, that was the old backup slider right there.
Right.
As a hitter, that's tough. He's probably glad he fouled that off. It looks so good. And then it just, you see right here, it just backs up not where you're looking for it.
Yeah, you expect it to break a certain place, and it doesn't.
Ryan Helsley lightly tossing here. This is Brebbia's inning. Full count, 2 outs. Runners go. Zimmerman takes ball 4. And they are loaded again for Washington.
Washington's really done a great job of moving the line, keeping it moving forward. They haven't gotten that big hit yet, though.
Mike Maddox on his way back to the mound.
No, and that's a scenario there. I know it's first and second runners are going, but there's still somewhat of a base open right there. You're not about to feed Zim a pitch right down the middle and let him put this game out of reach.
Well, earlier in the count, he'd gotten a fastball on the outer part and fouled it straight back.
That too.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Maddox with a chat with his reliever. We remind you that All Elite Wrestling is here. Dynamite is exploding. That's what it says here. The road to tag team domination continues. Darby Allin has a chance to steal the title belt from Chris Jericho. All Elite Wrestling, Dynamite Wednesday at 8 o'clock only on TNT. So Maddox put the hand on the shoulder. Brebbia checking the tension. In a hot spot here in Game 1 of this NLCS. Anibal Sanchez back in the dugout. 6 no-hit innings for Sanchez. His offense has had a lot of traffic on the board, but just 2 runs in on 9 hits. Bases loaded. Michael A. Taylor. Foul ball. 2 years ago, postseason in the division series against the Cubs. Michael A. Taylor with a grand slam, 2017. And a shining star in center field that it kind of fizzled a little bit this year. Spent some time in the minor leagues in Double-A. Victor Robles, Gold Glove caliber center fielder, out with a hamstring injuries on the active roster, but Taylor stays in the lineup. And there's strike 2.
Yeah, they've gotten him on a lot of sliders tonight, and you almost get the feeling he's kind of feeling for it, looking for it, and he just snuck 2 fastballs right there.
0-2 the count. Bases loaded, full of nets. Brebbia deals, and a swing and a foul.
You don't want to miss there, Ron.
What we were saying about the traffic, they haven't had that big hit. 2 for 10 with runners in scoring position.
And they've left 6 men on in the last 3 innings. They left the bases loaded in the 5th. Another 0-2 pitch. Taylor fouls it away. Brebbia just does not, Ron, look like he has the bite on that breaking ball that we saw against the Atlanta Braves.
You know, you always talk about the bite, but it's also the location. When you've worked hard to get up in the count 0-2, you want to pitch, if it's a slider, off the plate where the hitter can't handle it at all, put it into play at all.
A run is in. RBI single by Howie Kendrick. And the 0-2 pitch, and it's down and away. That's where it pays off to have a catcher of the caliber of Molina. You feel confident snapping off that breaking ball.
Well, I think Molina gave him a look after those 2 0-2 pitches that he gave him something to hit. I don't think he was going to throw that one close to the plate.
Like being scolded by a father.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it's got to feel with him back there.
One and 2 the count. Try it again. Here's Brebbia now, and Taylor lays off. Got some better action on those breaking balls, though, by Brebbia. Or the Nats can bust this game open. If Brebbia gets out of this inning, though, despite a run scoring, an insurance run, it's going to feel like a small victory here for the Cardinals and their fans. This place is going to pop if he gets him. Here's a 2-2. And he lays off. Boy, that was right on the edge. Brebbia thought he had a punch out.
All right, Ron, what do you do right here?
Well, Brebbia thought he made the pitch, but I think it's the right call. Absolutely the right call. What's your best pitch? Your best pitch is your slider. You stay with it.
Yan Gomes on deck. Michael A. Taylor at the plate. It's worth a reminder, he has 4 hits this postseason with 2 strikes. 3-2 pitch. Runners go in the air center field. And Fowler is there to make the play. Inning is over. The Nationals get a run, but they strand them loaded. And now all eyes on Anibal Sanchez. 2-0 Nats. TBS Total Motion presented by Progressive. Anibal Sanchez. 6 no-hit innings. First pitch ever with 2 postseason games with a no-hitter through 6. He did it as a Tiger back in 2013. And he has done it here as a National at age 35. Paul Goldschmidt leads off. It's 2-0 Washington. They just left the bases loaded. And Goldschmidt takes a strike.
21 hitters faced, 15 first pitch strikes. But think about it, almost 30 minutes in the dugout for Sanchez. Does it affect a pitcher not a veteran pitcher. They know how to take care of themselves. I think it's the lineup that might affect them here.
Well, I think if you're Dave Martinez here, you got to be really careful. You got Paul Goldschmidt, Marcell Ozuna, and Yadi Molina, and you see how many times you've seen a guy with the no-hitter at 70-something pitches and a guy warming up in the bullpen.
Tanner Rainey getting loose. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Goldschmidt takes the ball outside. Anibal Sanchez spent most of that last inning with the Nationals at bat in the clubhouse, in the warmth of the clubhouse. Just popped out there right at the end. 2-1 the count on Goldschmidt. Sounded like he broke his bat. That's a long way to run for Soto. Out is Turner. He's got it for the out. Soto had a little panic in his eyes, but Turner, who can fly, makes a nice running catch. One away.
You know, we always talk about speed on the bases. We don't ever talk about speed defensively. He's one of only few shortstops that could make that play.
Yeah, for sure. And listen, Soto is probably their least athletic outfield, so he plays deep a lot of the time. We saw it in L.A. where Rendon had to go out and make a catch in the 9th inning of Game 2. Same deal here, but those guys are so athletic, Turner, Rendon, they can get to those balls.
Goes over 100 feet to make that catch, does Turner. Here is Marcell Ozuna. And takes a first pitch strike. That game, Sanchez pitched for the Tigers back in 13 in the postseason. He was taken out after 6 innings in that game. He had 12 strikeouts, but he had walked 6. He had 116 pitches in that game 6 years ago when he went 6 no-hit innings. Totally different story here tonight. Only 81 pitches thus far.
And you see Ozuna giving a good smile on that butterfly changeup.
No balls, 2 strikes. Ozuna with 2 outs in the air. Missed inside.
What's fascinating about pitching is that if you're not a hard thrower, it sounds counterintuitive, but you've got to pitch inside more.
And the 1-2, and Ozuna late pops it up. Adam Eaton will make the call in the catch. 2 men are out in the 7th inning. Let's check in with Lauren Shahadi. What do you have, Lauren?
Over here beside the Nationals dugout and in between every inning, Kurt Suzuki, Yan Gomes deep in conversation. I said, Kurt, you giving him advice? He said, I don't like to do that because he has a game plan, but I've been picking his brain on pitch selection and talking about how to best get out of trouble for a few of their biggest offensive threats, talking about the guys up this inning.
Good stuff, Lauren. Thank you. Those 2 catchers fully engaged. It's been a good combo for the Nationals this year. And Gomes is guiding Sanchez beautifully. Molina swings at the first pitch, fouls it back. 11
fly ball outs for Sanchez this evening.
As you said, I think the key, he has worked these hitters in just enough that they're not leaning out over the plate, and he's getting just weak fly balls. And we were talking to Dave Martinez today, and what did he tell us, guys? 5, maybe 6 innings. Well, here he is at 6 2 1/3, still rolling.
2-0 game. Nats have stranded 8 men on in the last 3 innings as Molina fouls another one off. It's quickly 0-2. Nats overall have stranded 11, or else the decision might be easier. But he had bullpen activity last inning. Twice has stranded a runner at third. He's given up a walk and a hit batter. Here's an 0-2, and Molina's hit by a pitch. Take that any day if you're the Cardinals. An 0-2 pitch drills Yadier Molina.
Do you think Yadi's ever got hit with the pitch that slow before?
I doubt it.
It's like a mosquito bite.
I mean, it's almost like he had to wait for it to hit him. I mean, are you going to hit me or not?
That butterfly changeup he throws and just lost it. Base runner with 2 outs. And now Matt Carpenter. Ball is not carrying here tonight. Temperature was 44 degrees when we started. It's getting down there in the low 40s. See a lot of long fly ball outs. Carpenter takes a strike, just buries it on the outside corner.
Well, and they're working him away all night tonight. Carpenter this year has really tried to pull the ball almost all year. Last year and the year before, he was so good at hitting that left center gap. 30-plus home runs last year all over the place, but for some reason this year he's in pull mode, as you see with the shift right there.
I mean, we laugh, but Molina will steal 5 or 6 bags a year.
Sneak attack.
Sneak attack.
There's a strike, and it's 0-2.
Fastball away, changeup in.
Pitching. Not throwing, just pitching.
He didn't want that pitch in, though. He missed his spot, but still gets the call.
And that's what, as a hitter now, it's so hard because you're trying to figure out what the heck he's going to do to you. And he's got 4 pitches to do it with.
Your brain feels scrambled.
Yep.
Here's an 0-2, and Carpenter rolls over one, right to first base. Zimmerman goes to the bag. How about this, folks? Anibal Sanchez, 7 no-hit innings in the NLCS. Anibal Sanchez, 7 no-hit innings. He's walked a batter, he's hit 2 batters, and has 89 pitches. His high water mark for the year. Remember, he's 35 years of age. He threw 112 pitches earlier this season. He's the 4th National League pitcher to post a no-hit bid through 7. The last was a Cardinal, Michael Wacha, back in 2013. And he will bat next. He has moved on deck. Yan Gomes will lead it, and Ron, it's Ryan Helsley, the hard-throwing right-hander, on the mound for the Redbirds.
Appeared a couple times in the NLDS against the Braves.
Helsley facing Gomes, who's been on 3 times tonight, and that's a swinging strike. 1 ball, 1 strike.
We talked early in the game that these Cardinals hitters love fastballs. They jump all over them. Sanchez is the guy tonight that has really mixed up. He's throwing a lot of fastballs, but also in out with the cutter and split, and he started to mix in that little changeup.
1-2 now. Gomes got the party started here tonight for Washington. In there for Kurt Suzuki, and with 2 outs in the 2nd inning, delivered a double into the gap in left center.
2 outs and a base open. They pitched to him. He made a mistake, Michaelis, and it cost the Cardinals their first run.
Had a leadoff single in the 5th. They walked him intentionally in the 6th. And Gomes even in the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 3 relievers used last inning for Mike Schilt and the Cardinals. Gallegos, Miller, and Brebbia, each recording 1 out. Now the 4th relief pitcher in Helsley as he misses low, and the count goes 3-2.
Every at bat by Gomes has been impressive tonight.
Kendrick, 2-out RBI single in the 7th inning following the Soto strikeout. That was a big hit for Kendrick and the Nationals. Payoff pitch from Helsley, and Gomes pulls it foul.
You know, thinking about it, these pitchers tonight for the Cardinals coming in, they've each walked a guy. Miller didn't walk anybody, but got to 3-2. You got to wonder too, guys, with the cold weather like this, taking them a little bit to warm up. You know, it's got to be a little bit of a different routine for them compared to when it's 85 degrees and you can just get loose like that.
Do it again. Another 3-2 pitch to Gomes, and a swing and a miss. Struck him out. Breaking ball from Helsley. Out number 1 here in the 8th. And here comes Anibal Sanchez.
I don't know about you, but I've been really impressed with Helsley's fastball and slider.
Got a fastball that'll touch triple digits. That sharp breaking slider. And he punches out Gomes to start this 8th inning. Now Sanchez.
Only one way to take this at bat, by the way.
Yeah. Table leg.
Yeah.
Table leg. Bat.
98. I'm not swinging it all right here if I'm them.
You don't want to even think about putting the bees in the hands right here. He did that last time up. He was up there at the plate in the 6th inning. There were 2 on, and he did swing, and he grounded out, and he was shaking out the buzz in his hand the entire way back.
If I'm him here, I'm just tracking pitches.
Getting ready
Get
for
ready for game 5.
Yeah, that's right. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I think he's got the same idea.
Yeah. Eddie Goodell approach.
Yeah.
Google it. Trey Turner due next. Likely to be batting with 2 outs and nobody on. And the 1-2, and he does swing. Didn't have his heart in it, and down he goes. Back-to-back Ks for Helsley. Hey, a reminder, you can help support the people of the Bahamas suffering from the effects of Hurricane Dorian by donating to the Abaco Relief Fund. Donate to abaco.org. What a night it has been here in Game 1. Nationals with 2 runs on the board. They have the lead. Anibal Sanchez is 6 outs away from a no-hitter. 2 gone. Nobody on for Trey Turner. He's got a single and a line drive out here tonight. 1 for 4. Hit a bullet back to the mound that was caught in the 7th inning, last inning, snared by Gallegos. On the ground right off the end of the bat. That'll sting a little. DeYoung will make the play. That's a 3-up, 3-down frame for Ryan Helsley. Here we go. Bottom of the 8th. Anibal Sanchez back on the mound. It's 2-0 Nats. Let's take you back. 7 no-hit innings. 2nd career no-hitter in the postseason turned in by the late Roy Halladay. 2010. It was October 6th. No-hit. The Cincinnati Reds. Jimmy Rollins had a front row seat for that back in our studio. Roy Halladay, what an amazing performance it was. That game, it felt like the Reds had 0 chance. Cardinals have been knocking at the door a little bit. Longest no-hit bids, by the way, in National League postseason history. Halladay finished it off. Waka 7 1/3. Waka not on the Cardinals postseason roster.
That was Halladay's first postseason start, right, Brian?
Yep.
That was it.
Incredible.
Sanchez back to work. Tommy Edman takes a strike.
One of the best ever pitch. Doc.
Don Larson had the first no-hitter in the postseason. That was Game 5 of the World Series, 1956. That was a perfect game, of course. Then Doc Halladay, and now Sanchez threw 8. Threw a no-no in 2006. His 13th career major league start. A rookie with the then Florida Marlins. A swing and a miss. Out in front of a change of pace. How many? I don't think Don Larson or Roy Halladay had pitchers warming up.
2 guys warming up too.
I can confirm Roy Halladay. I'm pretty sure Don Larson pitched with an empty bullpen also. 1-2 the count. Evens at 2-2. Tommy Edman's been a hot hitter. A couple of hits in his very first postseason game. Game 1 against the Braves. Had 2 hits and 2 RBIs on Wednesday. Part of that 10-run Cardinal first inning against Atlanta. 2-2 pitch. And he missed. DeYoung due next. And then the pitcher spot. 7, 8, 9 in this 8th inning. Here's a payoff. And a swing. And oh! What a catch! Ryan Zimmerman! Oh my goodness! What a play by Zimmerman! A full-on dive. takes a certain hit away, most likely a double from Edman. Wow.
3-2. He's not walking him here. He was going to make him earn it. Smoked it. Full extension for Zimmerman at first base right here.
What a play by Ryan Zimmerman. Now DeYoung, little jam shot. Fly ball into center field, routine. DeYoung is out on the first pitch. 2 gone in the 8th.
So in a 2-0 game on a 3-2 count, even though you have a no-hitter, you got to come after the hitter.
Challenge him. Bam. Man.
Sometimes in the most amazing games, no-hit games, there's a miracle sent from heaven.
Think about, it takes me right back to Mark Burley in Chicago when Dwayne Wise made that catch by the wall. That they have engraved the catch when you go there.
He's 4 outs away. Pinch hitter Jose Martinez coming in. Been the most oft-used pinch hitter for the Cardinals. He's always ready to fire on that first pitch as well. Excellent going the other way, Martinez. Those long arms. And he tracks one in for a strike. Hits the outside corner. In the Roy Halladay no-hitter in 2010, the closest ball that came to being a base hit was by the pitcher, the opposing pitcher, Travis Wood. Jason Worth made a sliding catch. And Ryan Zimmerman makes a diving catch.
Saw those numbers in our graphic. Jose Martinez 3 for 5 of Sanchez.
Yeah, at this point, you're putting everything you got, trying to find a way to get on base, squeak one in. It's still only 2-0.
Matchup of Venezuelans right here. Sanchez against Martinez. And a strike in there. 1-2 the count. Of note, Mike Malinsky, the home plate umpire, was the home plate umpire in Max Scherzer's no-hitter for the Nationals in 2015. Oh, by the way.
That might have been a little bit in, but Martinez stands so far off the dish that a lot of times those umpires will give you a little leeway.
Yeah, you got a call. 1-2 the count. 2 outs, 8th inning. And that one misses high. Martinez not biting.
Maybe the first time I saw Anibal Sanchez overthrow. First time.
You got to believe. We always talk about how cool, calm, and collective he is. His heart's got to be beating a little bit right now. You saw when Zimmerman made that catch, the big fist pump.
Well, you said the combo. The combo is the game still on the line.
Yeah.
With history.
Pitch number 101. Martinez, a roller foul. He's been efficient. He's racked up strikeouts, but he has been on the attack. 67 strikes for Anibal Sanchez. And I love your point, Ron. That's a key in this game, even with a no-hitter, even in a 2-0 lead. He's pitching to the score. He goes right after Edman.
That's right.
And he figures to do the same here with Martinez.
You mentioned 112 pitches was his high this year. 6 times he threw 100 or more.
2-2. Now it's 3-2. We got Dexter Fowler due next.
Oh, the thing for Anibal going too, though, is he didn't pitch for 10 days. Then when he did pitch, he threw about, I think, 80, 85 pitches out there in LA. So it's definitely well rested, though.
10 strikeouts for Sanchez. Gomes, steady hand behind the plate. See what they go with here. 3-2, 2 outs. And a swing and a line drive into center field. That's down. Base hit. And the no-hitter is over. And now the Cardinals will bring the tying run to the plate. Jose Martinez rips one to center field. And now the wheels will get in motion for Dave Martinez. He is going to his pen. An extraordinary performance from Anibal Sanchez. 7 2/3 of no-hit ball in game 1 of this NLCS.
And he just gave a little tip of the hat over there to Martinez at first base. What a game, Ron.
Whoa.
I mean, gave everything he had.
And these Cardinal fans, some of the best fans in the game, giving him a standing ovation on his way out. That's classy.
I think he saluted Jose Martinez as he left the field.
He did.
Martinez now 4 for 6 off Sanchez.
We started this broadcast talking about the stars, the big name aces coming later in this series. Anibal Sanchez just stole the headlines. Great play by Zimmerman. 2 outs now. Cardinals have a man on. 2-0 Nationals lead. We'll take a timeout. Sanchez 7 2/3, 1 hit. Gave up the hit to Jose Martinez, his countryman, but he's out. And on a night when the Nationals do not have their closer, Daniel Hudson, Sanchez gives him extended innings here.
Extended innings. Sean Doolittle is in to pitch, and he probably will have to get a 4-out save without Daniel Hudson here for the Nationals.
And right here, smart move by Martinez, though. I get it. Anibal is still pitching well. This game right now, tying runs up. You got to turn Fowler around to the right side to hit.
Most managers prefer to have Fowler bat right-handed. Doolittle is on. He probably would have been there anyway, no matter who's coming up. Daniel Hudson, who has been closing games recently for the Nationals, got the save in the wild card game, is not with the team. He and his wife welcoming in baby number 3 this morning. So now it's Doolittle, and Fowler takes a strike.
You see Fowler's upset. He thought that pitch was down. I thought it was too.
Yeah, I think the tough thing, too, is when the catcher's set up away and you miss in and down to give him that call.
Cardinals scored 10 runs in Atlanta in Game 5 of the NLDS. Had 13 runs in the first 3 innings. But they are just 3 for their last 43 at the plate. Until that hit by Jose Martinez. Carlos Martinez is the Cardinal closer. You figure he's in a tie, or if the Cardinals take the lead, certainly. Tyler Webb, the left-hander. Two-men are out. Tying run at the plate. Dexter Fowler. He's had a big comeback here this year. And he takes a ball. Doolittle throwing hard, 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
Doolittle went through a period this summer where he was really struggling. He was trying to pitch through a knee injury, and his velocity went way down. But of late, he has thrown much better.
And he's also mixed in a few sliders here and there. Majority of the time, though, he throws that fastball.
Fowler, little half swing. Able to check it. 2-2 the count on Dexter Fowler. Doolittle missed time at the end of August. Came back in September. Hudson was rolling along so well, though, that Hudson was the man to get the saves at the end of the year. 2-2 pitch. Fowler jammed. Little roller to third. Rendon in time, and Doolittle gets the final out of the 8th. No hitter is over for Sanchez. 2019 National League Championship Series is presented by Geico. It's been a one-hitter for the Washington Nationals. Anibal Sanchez, 7 2/3 no-hit innings. Jose Martinez with the base hit. And despite out-hitting the Cardinals 9-1, it's a 2-0 game. Still in the balance as Adam Eaton leads off. Left-hander Tyler Webb on the pitch for the Redbirds.
Yeah, he's had his breakout year. Opponents are just batting 172 off Webb this year.
Eaton down 0-2. One thing to keep in mind about the Cardinals, they played most of the second half with that comeback nature to them. They swung the bats a lot better in the second half. And in games 1 and 4 of the division series against Atlanta, they trailed after 7 innings. In both of those games, both were wins.
Remember, it was Eaton's 1-out triple that produced the second Washington run, which is huge.
Now that was Eaton's first hit since game 3 of the division series.
Well, Webb's got a tall task. Get 2, 3, 4. Try to find a way to keep it 2-0. Because the Cardinals have their 2, 3, 4 coming up in the 9th.
Well, he's just eating up. Adam Eaton fouls out away. emergency hack. 0-2 the count remains on Eaton.
Well, Webb is a real crossover kind of lefty. He gets both righties and lefties out. I don't know about these righties or lefties.
And Eden, did he go? They will ask. Oh, he checked his swing. That could have gone either way. Looked like he might have gone there. It was close. He gets the call. Ooh.
It almost felt like right after, guys, that he almost like started walking like he was about to walk around the catcher.
Here's the 1-2 now from Webb. Buries a fastball down in the zone. Tyler Webb's kind of emerging here as a 29-year-old. Ron talked about his career year. He's found something. He'd been with the Yankees. 2017 was traded from New York to Milwaukee. Pitched only 2 games with the Brewers that year, then to the Padres, and has found something here with the Cardinals. Slaps one to third. Carpenter lobs it over to first for out number 1 as Eaton is retired.
Now here comes the test for Webb.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, a walk's not even a bad thing in this situation right here. With watching how hot Rendon's been the last 4 games, the home run off Kershaw on the 1-0 slider.
Anthony Rendon walked in the 7th inning. Had the walk in the 5th inning with 2 outs. Had a single his first time up. So 1 for 2, 4 trips to the plate. Tyler Webb likes to live down in the zone, but that is the Rendon hotspot, especially down and in. Clayton Kershaw tried to go down and in, and Rendon knocked one in the seats. Every zone is a hot spot for Rendon, but especially down and in, hitting over 400 in that quadrant for the season. One of the great players in the game. Led the National League in RBIs this year. Hit .319 as well. That was 3rd as he pulls one foul. Made a run at a batting title. Hit 34 homers. He'll get some MVP votes. He and Christian Yelich, Cody Bellinger. There's that hot zone down and in. This from the pitcher's perspective.
Yeah, and you got to love when it's blue at 286 or 282.
Man,
he's
your
brutal
zone
in that area.
Good point. Mike Schilt showing a lot of trust here in Tyler Webb. And a swing and a miss. Got him to chase. Up and away. Rendon strikes out.
Boy, no fear by Webb. Went right after Rendon. Pitch sequence first starts him with a ball that bounces in there. Got a little change up away, which was a good pitch. A curveball that he might have got away with, and then a fastball up in the zone.
Yeah, and that thing tailed a little bit at the end. As you said, he got away with the 1-1 pitch. Tyler Webb made a great pitch there on 1-2.
Spent some time in AAA this year. Memphis, 5 games there. But he's been a mainstay for the Cardinals most of the year in their outstanding bullpen. The number that jumps off the page with Tyler Webb as he deals a strike to Soto. He pitched 55 innings in the regular season with the Cardinals. He gave up just 33 hits. Soto on the ground in the hole. That's a base hit. Juan Soto with another hit against a left-handed pitcher in this postseason. His first hit of the game. 1 for 5 tonight for Soto. And the inning is alive with 2 outs for Howie Kendrick. Mike Schilt going to go to the home plate umpire. Double switch coming. And he's going to bring on his closer in a 2-0 game. Tyler Webb records 2 outs.
There's a changeup right there off speed. Soto's seen 22 pitches tonight, only 3 fastballs.
He's had a frustrating night at the plate as Soto struck out with 2 on in the 7th inning. Grounded out with the bases loaded in the 5th. But a base hit here extends it. And the double switch is coming as Webb is out. So Fowler on his way out, perhaps to right. We'll set up the changes after this. Cardinals have their closer coming on in this 2-0 Nationals lead. What a pitching performance here in Game 1 of this National League Championship Series on a 40-degree night. Brian Anderson, Jeff Francoeur, Ron Darling. Offensively, the Cardinals are right where they want to be as they get to the 9th inning.
Yeah, they got to find a way to keep it right here. You got Wong, Goldschmidt, and Ozuna coming up. We know how clutch Yadi's been. But I'll tell you what, Sanchez was great tonight.
It was great tonight, but Martinez is going to have to get through Kendrick. That's just as important until they get their hitters up.
Carlos Martinez, Cardinal closer, is on. That pitch goes to the screen. And on to second base goes Juan Soto.
I mean, first pitch not even close. Do you think all managers in this situation ask themselves this question? Did you get loose in the pen?
Right. I mean, you just don't know what you're going to get with Martinez. He's had his struggles in this postseason. First 2 outings gave up 6 runs.
He's the most mercurial of closers.
He has earned his nickname Tsunami as they walk Kendrick now intentionally. So once Soto went to second on the wild pitch, setting up a matchup with Zimmerman in the division series with the Atlanta Braves here in Game 3. First game here was an intentional walk. Martinez with an intentional walk, and then faced Dansby Swanson, who then delivered a game-tying double. Next batter. And that one right down the middle for a strike. Zimmerman has 2 hits and a walk. He's made a great catch, a diving catch. At the time preserved a no-hitter.
I think he's had the best swings of any of the Nationals hitters tonight.
2 outs, 9th inning, 2-0 Washington as they threaten for more and looking for some add-on runs.
And a pitch that he swung at a lot against the Dodgers was that slider away. Maeda got him quite a bit on it, strikeout. He's laid off that pitch for the most part tonight. He's got himself in the hitters counts. That's why he's got 2 hits and a walk.
Tyler Webb walked Soto with 2 outs in the intentional pass after the wild pitch. Oh, strike. Buried that one right at the knees. Good pitch, good fastball. 93 with a fastball. Martinez has the ability to pitch in the upper 90s.
That's probably his 2-seamer.
Yeah. Zimmerman a low ball hitter too, especially down and away. Not many hitters you call that the sweet spot, but he loves to get those arms extended. Big power opposite field for Zimmerman. Here's a 1-2. Didn't bite. Nice pick back there by Molina. Zimmerman missed 2 months with a foot injury earlier this year. Molina just makes this look easy.
I mean, every other catcher in baseball slides over and blocks that pitch.
In a full panic.
In a full panic.
He closes his eyes.
Yeah.
I got it. Done it 100 times.
2-0 Nats lead. On 10 hits in this game. They've stranded 11. And Zimmerman, he saw it, but he fouled it off. You just wonder, the injury that set him back for 2 months, had a foot injury, and he comes back September 1st. You wonder if that time off, I mean, he looks fresh. The bat looks like a wiffle ball bat in his hands.
Well, that's one thing with the veteran guy that's had a lot of injuries like him the last couple of years. I know it's nice for him to be able to contribute and be healthy this postseason.
Couple of stints with that foot injury on the injured list. Here's a 2-2 pitch, and Zimmerman chased it. Down he goes. Strikeout for Martinez. To the bottom of the 9th inning. Wong, Goldschmidt, Ozuna coming up. After time, put 4 on the board in the 9th to win. Then in game 4, Yadier Molina in the 10th inning with the sacrifice fly. Cardinals were down 4-3 in the 8th. Tied it in the 8th on Molina's hit. Won it with the sac fly. And these Cardinals, 6 times during the regular season, Jeff, had comeback wins when they trailed after 8. 13 when they trailed after 7.
And in that video, who was the guy that was in it? Colton Wong. This is the guy right here. He has to find a way to get on base. With Goldschmidt and Ozuna coming up, you got a chance with one swing to tie the game.
Wong had the double in the walk-off win in game 4. Scored the winning run.
Rendon in at third base.
Doolittle back out. And there's a bunt. Doolittle got to hurry. Spins. Throws in time. Just got him. The Cardinals will most certainly want to look at the replay here. A bang play. I thought Doolittle fumbled it for a moment.
He didn't have as much urgency as I thought he should have and going after that bunt. But it's also more difficult for a left-hander because he's got to spin all the way around. And didn't put a lot on that throw, but still got him at first base.
Yeah, got him. Bang play.
I said earlier in the game, Wong had 10 bunt base hits this year. It led the National League.
I love the play by him. I really do. Yeah. I think it's great. He just happened to bunt it right back to him. If that thing's any to the right or any to the left, he's got a hit to start this inning.
It's a really good play by Doolittle. Yeah, he didn't quite have his feet set right. Just a little hesitation. Well, Zimmerman hung in there with the catch. That could have easily gone into right field if it hits Wong, or if you're, as they look at the replay quickly, and they.
We also talked earlier that Doolittle missed some time with a bulky knee. So, you know, it's not like he's moving at 100%. Right.
Big out to get. Doolittle throws a few during that quick review. Zimmerman hung in there well. 1 out in the 9th. Now it's Goldschmidt. 2-0 Nationals lead.
By the way, that was the 5th bunt attempt by someone tonight. The first one I agreed with.
That add-on run for the Nationals in the 7th inning. Looking big right now. Goldschmidt takes a strike. Goldschmidt 0 for 3. All 3 of his outs in the air. Doolittle shown a good fastball. That was a changeup, and that misses. During the regular season, Doolittle on 3 occasions had a multi-inning save. He had 1 5-out save in July, mid-July. Had 2 4-out saves, which is what he's trying to accomplish here. His last 4-out save was against these Cardinals on May 2nd. And that's deep into left field. Got some hook on it, though, and that'll be foul.
Remember, in game 4, Goldschmidt and Ozuna went back-to-back in the first inning off Dallas Keuchel, so they're kind of in scoring position when they come to the plate.
And then that's the other part of this performance by the Nationals pitchers. Sanchez and Doolittle. This is a team in the Cardinals that scored 10 runs in the first inning, 13 in the first 3 innings in Atlanta to win that division series in 5. Held to just 1 hit.
You've got 3 pitchers on the Nationals that make $575 million, and your 4th starter threw 7 2/3 of no-hit ball.
At 35 years of age. The Goldie chance coming down. Here's a 1-2. Right off the end of the bat, right to Zimmerman. He'll race to the bag, and there is out number 2 of the 9th inning. And the Nats are an out away from a game 1 victory.
And there's a 3rd changeup he's throwing tonight. 10 pitches, 3 changeups.
So when you were in Los Angeles in that series, Doolittle came in. You said he threw a lot of sliders, a lot of fastballs, but you didn't see a lot of changeups.
I think we might have seen one the whole time. But with this team right-handed, obviously he's trying to get that ball. Weak contact just like that.
Marcell Ozuna, last hope for the Cardinals. desperately needing a base runner. Doolittle. 3 outs recorded, all 3 outs on the ground. And a first pitch fastball is in there for a strike. If Ozuna can reach, of course, Yadier Molina is coming up. Doolittle just 11 pitches to record the first 3 outs. And he misses here. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I think you're right, Ron. The Cardinals fans are stunned. You know, you read, oh, we're not facing Scherzer, Strasburg, or Corbin. Oh, we should get some hits and runs tonight.
And they'll get them starting tomorrow. Scherzer against Adam Wainwright tomorrow. Swinging a foul now. It's 1-2. And Doolittle has the Cardinals down to their last strike. And just pouring in the strikes here is Sean Doolittle.
Well, I think that's when you know Doolittle's right, is because when he went through that stretch, it was hard for him to find his control. But when he is right, he just pours through hitters.
13 pitches, Ron, 9 strikes. He's got 3 outs on the book, 1 more, and the Nationals will take game 1 on the road. Here's a 1-2. 2-2.
Well, and I think that fastball can be that much more effective if he does sprinkle in a changeup every once in a while to these righties. 88% fastball during the year. And I know it's a good one, but I think it becomes a great one if you sprinkle that changeup in.
Good point.
Give credit to Yan Gomes. He is called a masterpiece behind the plate. Any good pitcher will credit a catcher in a game like this. And he's done well. He's had 2 hits as well in this game. Here's a 2-2 pitch and a swing and a miss, and the ball game is over. The Washington Nationals take game 1 of this NLCS. What a pitching performance tonight. Sanchez and Doolittle, a combined 1-hit shutout. And this Nationals bullpen, which took its lumps all year, Ron, 17 consecutive scoreless innings in the postseason now.
Anyone who has watched this team all season long has expected the worst when their bullpen has come in the game. But maybe the health of Doolittle, now the ship is righted.
Well, and if you're Washington, you did everything you wanted to do tonight. They've wanted to get Doolittle, Hudson, Sanchez. Tonight you only had to go to 2 pitchers, Sanchez and Doolittle. And right here, with throwing that changeup, you're able to elevate at 96 and get him right here.
4-out save for Sean Doolittle. Got a 4-out save against the Cardinals in May. And with the bright lights on here in game 1 of this NLCS, locks the Cardinals down. 4 up, 4 down for Doolittle. After Anibal Sanchez had given up a hit with 2 outs in the 8th. The Nats keep this road show going here as they win in Los Angeles. And now they win the opener of this NLCS. Anibal Sanchez will be the winning pitcher. Lauren is corralling her crew. And a deserved post-game interview with the star of tonight's game, 35-year-old Anibal Sanchez. Go ahead, Lauren.
Anibal Sanchez, congratulations. At what point did you realize you were throwing a no-hitter?
I mean, I come on the 6th inning and I still see the 0 hits on against them. And I just see the hitters that I'm gonna face. Probably can do it, probably not, but I need to still execute my pitch. I think Gomes and we got like a really good game plan, and I just try to stay with that. I don't want to thinking on the no-hitter. I want to rather more thinking just keep the score right there. It's just 2-0, and that thing is, you know, they can do whatever they want if you say like a couple here or something like that.
You rarely work with Yan. How were you able to jive so quickly?
I think it's probably we stay with the plan. I think we talk a lot before the game. I did my homework, and I just say like, hey, stay with this, and you know, at the end, everything's come out good.
I saw your face when Zimmerman made that play in the 8th. What were you thinking?
You know, like always, like behind a no-hitter is a good play. So when this guy caught that ball, especially because that's a piece that I never throw on during the game, like front door sinker. And he's able to put it like in the middle in the hole between first and second, and see him caught the ball and say, okay, I got it. Something good had to happen after that catch.
You had a no-hit bid cut short in the postseason years ago, 2013. Was that on your mind at all, Anamel?
No. I think every year is different. Everything is different. Back then, I remember that I faced Boston, the team that they won the World Series that year. But today, I just want to, like I say, just get some win for the team and stay ahead on the series. And, thank God that everything's come out good.
Congrats. Enjoy it.
Thank you.
Brian.
All right, thanks, Lowen. Ronnie, what a performance.
You just never know what is going to happen in baseball. Suzuki can't make the call. They start Gomes. He drives in the first run. He gets 2 hits, and he catches a shutout and almost a no-hitter.
This team's been on the road almost the last 2 weeks. You have an emotional win in L.A. Fly here and get that performance, 2-0. You couldn't ask for anything else for the Nats.
The Washington Nationals strike first in this best-of-7 NLCS. And a 2-0 victory. 1-0 lead in the National League Championship Series for the Nats. We'll do it again tomorrow. Game 2 coming your way. For Ron Darling, Jeff Francoeur, Lauren Shahadi, the rest of our terrific crew, led in the truck by Jeff Randolph and Matt Lip. I'm Brian Anderson saying so long from St. Louis. You've been watching the NLCS presented by Geico on TBS, your exclusive home for the 2019 National League Championship. Coming up next, postseason show on TBS.